It
Like, you
feels
want
that.
to know what I? Okay, so here's what I thought of. Welcome to Hip Hop Talks. I'm
What's
Coop.
good?
It's the homie AG. The double L shirt. More wheelchair stories coming soon, I'm sure. Make sure y'all click like and subscribe and share to the page. What up, Sean?
What up? What up?
I got jokes early. How's your week been? How we doing, fellas? What's going on?
Hectic.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah.
Just landed, man. Just slid through Atlanta, man. There was some rain coming in. I was hoping my flight wasn't going to get delayed, so we got up out of there before it started coming down a little bit harder. Just touched down.
Yeah, it's been raining here for days.
Yes, sir.
Been raining here for days. What up? Salute to the chat. All right, Curtis Black with the 38 years of Bigger Endeavor. Definitely a classic.
Classic. What up, chat? What up? What up?
All right, fellas. I want to get started off. Unfortunately, a little sad news. Sacha Jenkins, the co-founder of Ego Trippin', Beatdown, creative director for Mass Appeal, director of 50 Cent's biopic, The Origin of Me. He passed away from some personal complications at home the other day. Originally from Silver Springs, Maryland, Sean, but like you, raised in Queens native. So hip
Yeah,
hop loses another figure uh,
legend.
in their 50s.
Yeah, yeah. Did they say what he passed away from? Did it release?
It did. He had like a personal health issue. I can't remember what the actual name of the disease is, but the disease actually ended up taking over. Oh shit! I forgot to mute the game. Didn't nobody say that? I just realized the game was playing. Um, yeah, I can't remember the actual cause of death, but it was like an actual like disease and that he had struggled with, and he passed away at home from it. So
Mm.
prayers out to his family. Left a wife and two kids. So
Man, prayers up.
Sad.
Prayers.
oh, when he started Beatdown in 1992, there was a music editor that he hired by the name of Elliot Wilson. That gave him one of his first starts. So some of the stuff that they've done together started, way back when. So
Another
Sad
legend, man.
news.
Another legend, bro. Another legend. I love what he's done for hip hop and what he was doing for hip hop with Mass Appeal. These docs are crazy, man. Like just the Mike Semin of the Wu doc. Love that doc, man. Very talented brother, man. Man, that's tough. That's a tough one.
That's my favorite hip hop documentary of all time.
health is wealth, people. Just keep on saying it. Can't stress it enough. Every time we lose somebody, I just feel like just losing them too soon. I'm just like, I want hip hop to have like a Keith Richards, like somebody that's like 80 something years old and like still, still
Right.
kicking despite like all the wounds and scars, and it just doesn't seem like we're getting enough of those veterans. So
No.
unfortunate way to start the show. On to Sean, what's going on? Somebody's bombs over Baghdad at the crib when you
No,
get.
man, I'm jet lagging, so it's like I think I'm hearing
Okay.
something.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
You caught that? You caught that?
Yeah, I seen that. Oh, I'm from the streets. I'm
Yo,
like, hold on. I'm like, somebody coming through Sean Roof. We need to make a
I
call.
gotta get my
I got
bearings.
people. Look. I got people in South Carolina. I was like, do I need to make a call?
Yo, I gotta get my bearings, man.
Sean was looking like Smokey when he was in the chicken coop.
Yo, chill, hold on, give me a second. Let me get I didn't think y'all caught that. Let me get my bearings, man. Give me a second.
Yo. Okay. We're gonna get started today with the bar seminar. AG, please share with the viewing audience your bar seminar for the week and give us a little context as to why you chose it.
Yeah, no doubt. We got some Clipse news today to deliver. So in honor of that, I picked No Malice for my bar seminar. Around 2013, when the group disbanded and he took on the moniker No Malice and found God, he came out with his first solo debut album, which is entitled Hear Ye Him. And I don't think enough people like really tapped into it. They probably, didn't really check it out because it's like, oh, he going to, gospel hip hop or gospel rap. But this is a tough album. Malice is still in, malice form, but as no malice, you know what I mean? And the subject matter was always there if you listen to the Clipse albums. It's just, this album doesn't have the profanity to go with it. But the song that I picked his verse from is called Smoke and Mirrors. So it's a dope record. If you haven't heard it before, definitely check it out.
AG, you actually put me onto the No Malice album. You know that, right?
Oh, no, I didn't. That's what's up.
Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because I am a big fan, I was like, I really don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if something comes across my desk, like, I'll listen. But you were like, I don't know. Like, there's about a year ago, you were like, no, Coop, like, you really need to like listen to like the No Malice joint. It's like really dope, and it was.
No, I'm glad you liked it, man. I think a lot of people slept on it, man. I rocked it out for a while when it came out.
Yeah. I mean, for me, early on, Malice was the better MCs of the two.
Yeah,
Early.
more. Yeah, he's definitely more cerebral in the sense. You know what I'm saying? Push is the clever, witty one with the wordplay, but Malice always gave you like I said, Malice is what Jay-Z is on Regrets. Malice is like that all the time. He gives you the life and he gives you the pitfalls and what I'm saying, what that risk is living that lifestyle. His bars are like that all the time. So
All right. I think I'm gonna keep it all in the family. My bar seminar actually comes from the other half of the Clipse. It's Pusha T for his verse on What Would Meek Do. My verse is a little bit more sinister.
right. Yeah. Classic though. Classic.
I think the reason that I like this verse so much is that I know a lot of people get on Pusha T about his content, right?
Mhm.
And for me, it truly is one of those things. It's not what you do, it is how you do it. And this verse to me exemplifies why, even though you may say the subject matter is redundant, if you actually listen to the way that he pieces things together, it's the difference between rapping and emceeing. When the verse starts off, it's Kanye going, niggas talking push shit, how do you respond? Well, he starts off very, very Biggie and Jay-Z clever, like, I'm top five and all of them died. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't hear nothing none of them dudes is saying. Me. You know what I'm saying? When he's saying feds taking pictures like it's GQ,
Yeah.
the only collarbone is see-through. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? That's
Tough.
not rapping, that's emceeing. You know what I'm saying? He's giving you visual aids and contextualizations to something that, although considered to be like laissez-faire in the game, is still something that is very taboo, I guess you would say. Is that fair to say?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so, and then there's the part of him where he says stuff like, you know, middle fingers out the ghost, like a Machiavelli. And then you hear him in the background going, come with me. Hell, like there's so many ways to contextualize just that half of a bar. That's emceeing. And
Right.
so the verse is sinister, but it's the way that he pieces it together that makes it special. And he does that wildly consistently, and for the subject matter, he's he's as good at what he does as Jadakiss is at what he does.
I agree.
And we'll get to Jadakiss later too. But your turn, Sean. Go ahead, share your bar seminar.
So I saw what you guys were doing with that. I was going to go with the joint that they have at the locks off of Lord Willing. I was going to go with Jada first, but I said, nah, let me go ahead and go. I want to go with Styles P with Come Through verse, him and Nori off that Violator soundtrack that came out in 2001. I've always
Slept
felt
on soundtrack heavily.
slept on soundtrack. And I wanted to keep it Corona, with Styles P being a Corona. Of course, Nori Left Rack, which is really Corona. Styles P came on with the hardest line. Here's why they call me the ghost. I'm half live, half dead. When it's beef, I bring all of the toast. I've always thought that Styles P was I think he was overlooked and underappreciated in 2001 and 2002 because Gangsta and the Gentleman album was probably just as good as Kiss the Game Goodbye. If not more of a complete album than Kiss the Game Goodbye.
I never agreed with that when people said that, but I guess I prefer Jada too. Still,
it didn't have the highs that Kiss the Game had, but
Jada had the highs and he had the cachet,
yeah.
But Styles had the depth. I've always felt that Styles had the depth. That joint with him and Angie Stone, rest in peace, Angie Stone. Soul Clap. Yeah, loved it, man. The joint with him and Pharoah Monch, My Life, all of those joints, man. That was that was a strong album, man.
Very strong.
You know what I mean? But that was my bar seminar. I wanted to go with Come Through.
Dope pick.
All right, great bar seminars, guys. We got new music.
Yes, sir.
Ab-Soul has thrown his hat in the ring officially with a new disc. Sean, I saw that little wince you just gave. Go ahead.
I think I'm tired of it, man. I think I'm over it now. I'll be honest with you. I think I'm over it. I think it ran its course. We did our show on it. Shout out to the people that put up for that show. We did good numbers on that. I think definitely appreciate that. Appreciate the love on that. But I think that we brought it full circle, man, last Thursday. I don't know what else to say about it. I think Ab-Soul is a week late, to be quite honest. And I don't think it was a legit. Now, I mean that respectfully. I don't think it was a legit diss. I think he just wanted to get, his rounds off. You know what I mean? I think he wanted to get, what he had to say because he was with. I don't think him and Joey have real beef or anything like that. I don't think it's
a real beef. He called it a friendly fade. Friendly fade.
And I love that. I love that. If we keep it there, I'm good with that all day long. Let's keep it there. That's it. Bar me up. Let's bar up together. You know what I mean? Go bar for bar. And I think that's what he did. But as far as like shaking the table or moving the earth, he didn't do that for me.
You mind if I go, Coop?
I was going to ask you to go anyway, please.
Okay, because I want to piggyback off what Sean said about it being a week late. Y'all ever see that meme where it's like this group of people fighting and then the fight kind of moves, but this dude come out of nowhere and do a full-on roundhouse and don't hit nobody? That's what I feel. Y'all ever seen that meme before? I feel like that's what this Ab-Soul this is. It's like a roundhouse with nobody around. Roundhouse kick. But I mean, it was just, I don't know. And don't get me wrong, that's no disrespect. Ab-Soul is a spitter. It's some people in some circles think he's better than Dot. But I just think, like Sean said, I don't think this moved the needle any. To me, it seemed more like a summation of what happened versus like an actual like diss record. And if we're being real, if people think it's aimed at Joey, Ab-Soul has been seen standing next to Joey a lot more than he's been seen standing next to Dot, Daylight, or Rayvon, or any of them. So, I just took this with a grain of salt. He had some clever bars in there. I like how he said, like, all the people that from the West that threw disses that he don't even know who they are. They might want to check in first. I thought that was pretty funny. And then I don't know if this even gets the traction that it gets if the academics line is not in there.
Yep.
I think that was the main thing that pushed this record. But at any rate, I think it just kind of fell a little flat. But I wanted to tell you, gentlemen, an interesting stat that I found today on accident. Over the course of this beef, we've talked a lot about status. If Joey can diss Dot, if he needs to respond, and all these other guys, if they're no names or what have you, if they're on Joey's level. Interestingly enough, I saw that the cipher, the Red Bull Spiral Freestyle cipher, and then all of Joey's disses that he, the town, the finals, and then, the crash out, they were only ones on YouTube to crack over 1 million views. Nobody else's this has cracked over 1 million views. Not Daylight, not Rayvon, not Absol, Reason, none of them. Only Joey. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
It's interesting. That is interesting.
Take from it what you will. I just thought it was interesting.
Well, I guess I'll be the third little piggy because I'm about to piggyback off of both of you niggas. We're going to take this all the way home. So he's a week late, like Sean said. And it's like, who are you swinging at and why and when and where? Like AG said. And what sucks about it is that overall, it's actually a quality record. And that's the part about it that actually sucks. It's actually like a pretty decent record. It would have probably gotten much more traction if it would have been released a week ago, like Sean said. And if you would have actually taken some aim directly at somebody like AG said. But mostly what you got is Ab-Soul doing Ab-Soul shit. Some abstract, out of place, shit at the wrong time, just like his flow. Now, it works when he's rhyming. It just didn't work in this battle, so opportunity missed. I'm with Sean. I'm over it. Really don't have much else to say. Shit
They don't have
sucks.
legs, man. It's like everything that we're hearing lately.
A
Most
million?
things,
Like what you're saying is like, and what is the stuff Joey doing? AG, is it like even doing like millions, or is it doing like
The Red Bull Cypher did 2.1, 2.2, something like that. The Town, the Finals, and the Crash Out joint or whatever that he did, they all were like at 1.2 ish, 1.1, something like that. But the other ones, even Rayvon's joints was like hitting, between 6 and 800K or something like that. Daylight's wasn't close to that. You know what I mean? It was just interesting to see that more eyes was on what Joey was saying.
Friendly fade is over. Fade is over. If 2 mil is all you got to show, like at the peak of this, and then it's over.
Yeah,
that's not enough. It's not enough. That's all I got. I don't know what to say. Exhibit's back with his first album in over 13 years, guys, with Kingmaker.
Yes.
AG, did you listen to Kingmaker?
Listen, Sean hit me up and told me.
All right.
He hit me up last week, told me like check out the album, and I procrastinated all week. I actually listened to it the first time this morning. I ain't gonna lie, but I love this album. Like I was sleeping on this. I think this album is really, really dope. You know what I'm saying? And the production, it's just so much that I really like about this album. Just some joints that stand out to me. Earth is Over, Leave Me Alone with Dr. Dre, Ty Dolla $ign, Belly of the Beast, History, Crash with Royce 5'9", For the Love. Like this wasn't on my life bingo card. Hearing Ice Cube rap over the Mobb Deep Quiet Storm beat on For the Love. That wasn't on my life bingo card, but here it is on this album. Higher with Redman and Be Real. It's got some joints on here. But the main thing I took away from it, I always was a pretty good Exhibit fan. But the one thing I took away from it is like, all right, when the West is united, are they really championing everything from the West Coast, or is it just a TDE because TDE's on top and they running rap now? So let's get behind TDE, because I'm like, listening to this album, this is something that I think the West should be standing behind and that they should champion and push forward because the quality is there. I'm like, yo, or is it just like when people say, we ride with the rest, is it just a TDE thing? Because this is a high quality album. I really rock with it, man. For real. Production, everything is there. You got everything that you could want. I would say, right now, at the moment, this is my second favorite album to drop this year behind the Lloyd Banks.
I second that. I rock with that.
I think having the Lloyd Banks #1 is crazy, but keep going.
That Lloyd Banks was tough, bro.
It's tough.
It's tough. It's good. I was impressed. It's not #1. But.
We still got a lot of stuff that dropped the end of the year, but so far, the Lloyd Banks and this is the best I've heard this year.
I'll take the Rufus over the Lloyd, but go ahead, Sean. Tell me what your thoughts are.
You took out of my points. For the Love, Earth is Over, End of Day, Kingmaker, the actual song and at the final song, all the songs are great, man. I feel like this is what Snoop album, the first missionary, should have had this kind of tone because you had Exhibit reflecting on a lot of different things in his career. And I love when an artist like this can actually go back and do some reflection on their journey in hip hop. And one of the things I remember, and I thought about this, fellas, I was on a flight coming in because I was listening to this on my flight coming in and had me think, I wrote my notes down. We don't talk about Exhibit's role in that movement of Aftermath that much.
Right. We don't.
When Aftermath had that movement, Exhibit was right there, fellas. Because you had you had Snoop Resurgence, Dre
Yep.
was definitely orchestrating a lot. You had Mailman, and Coop. You had that phenomenal interview with the glove, and you had all of those pieces in place for that second wave of Dre's, pretty much Dre's reign, if you will, because that's when they were really clicking on all cylinders. And Exhibit was a major part of that. He was a major part of that. And I never understood, because this was like with 99, 2000, and I was trying to figure out why all these rappers is on this video. Because remember, he had this song X, which crazy banger. Like if you don't even see Walk, you would try to see Walk to that song, no matter where you are in the world. You're trying to see Walk to that song. And I try to figure out like why you got Wu in this video, you got Meth and Red in this video, you got so many elite artists in this video representing Exhibit. And I had to remind myself that Exhibit actually he's a real spitter. And he's a real writer. He's a real writer. And this album, it felt like he had a message that he wanted to convey in this album. And I think the message got through really well. I think it really got through really well, fellas. Honestly, I love this album. I agree with you, AG. I think I put it right behind Lloyd Banks. This is an album that I can see myself going back to and playing the songs that I just pointed out, just because of the messaging itself, because of the tone itself. I mean, he was the standout on Bitch Please, fellas. He was a standout. You know what I mean? And that song was going crazy everywhere. And I don't think we talk enough about him in that whole movement.
Now, in fairness to everything that you're saying, I agree with most of your points. Like most songs with Nate Dogg on them, Nate Dogg is the standout on Bitch Please, sir.
No, it's just keep cheat code stuff. That's like, catchy tunes.
Yeah, that's Nate Dogg. That's Nate Dogg, right? Yeah.
I'm just
Hip-hop's greatest feature artist, arguably, so.
Yeah, I'm saying. So unlike you, AG, not the biggest Exhibit fan, and you would think a guy like me would probably be an Exhibit fan, right? But really not so much. Have not really been a big fan of his album. So much so, and I'm not bullshitting when I say this, I said, I'm going to cut my plants and water my plants while I fucking listen to Exhibit's album and see if I like it. So, like, the phone is sitting downstairs. I'm going upstairs. So, yeah.
Time out. No, you gotta do.
Yeah, I did Exhibit like that. I played Exhibit. I did.
Come on, cool.
I did. I played Exhibit, but let me tell you what ended up happening.
Botany while listening to Exhibit as well.
Yeah, botany while Exhibit. The plants create air, give that house more oxygen. It's a beautiful thing. So I'm cutting the plants and shit, and all my shit is down here. You know what I'm saying? Like all my notes. The phone's down here. You know, I'm just upstairs and stuff, and I'm listening to the first few records, and I'm digging it. I'm liking it, and then something starts happening, probably about track 4, 5, 6, where I'm like, oh shit, I need to stop cutting these punk ass plants and go back downstairs.
Plants to this.
You cut the dead part. You have to cut off the parts that are dying so they don't.
Yeah,
exactly. Sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to cut them off.
Yeah.
Just like you just got cut off.
Yeah.
This is wild.
So anyway.
Out of control, man. You can't even control a guy. There's nothing you can do.
So anyway, I was like, man, fuck these plants, they about to die. I'm going back downstairs.
This guy, man.
And what I found was what might arguably be AG, and you're right, the album of the year. It might be the album of the year, guys. I think it might deserve a rating of a 4.25. The records are short and sweet, so it's easy to follow for modern day times. The production is very old West and very new West all at once. I think that's hard to do. He sounds young. He sounds refreshed. Um, I do think that there is some Kendrick TDE affecting him coming back out and coming back around right now because the West is live and popping. And so it's some victory lap shit going on, like literally and figuratively. Um, the guest appearances are very dope and well placed. I was
There's a
unimpressed
lot
by
of them though.
it's a lot of them.
Yeah.
But I like it because it's well placed. I was unimpressed by the Ice Cube feature actually, and a little disappointed because I felt like over that record with that moment, because that shit does slap. He actually missed an opportunity because that could have been the hardest record on the album if he slaps the way I know he's capable of slapping. Think about him on Lil Jon's album.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that
Like
beat might not be tailored towards Cube style, like,
no,
you know what
no,
I'm saying?
definitely not for him. But you're still Ice Cube, so it's like make it
Right.
work. It's definitely a surprise album of the year.
Pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
The album has a message, guys.
He does. He landed the message. It landed.
The message lands, yeah, and the message lands,
Yeah.
and so I really have nothing. Oh, guys, you know what my shit is? You see, here's the thing. Me, I like some good old gangster shit. And King T on Notified.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cool like
I haven't heard a nigga be that disrespectful on
That was
record
tough.
for just no damn reason and so long. It just made I almost cried when I heard the verse. I was like, this is so beautiful. He's just so disrespectful for no goddamn reason. What happened when rappers rap like this? These happy ass niggas. He just slapped the shit out of everybody for no reason on that verse. It might be my bar seminar next week. The King T verse
That was a tough
Notified.
joint.
Yeah, Notified is tough. The ending of the album is pretty flawless, guys.
love it.
It is.
I
The
love
ending
it.
of the album is just stellar.
I love it.
It's borderline. The ending of the album is borderline breathtaking, actually.
Yeah, I think it's after success on that like run is
Correct.
pretty
Correct.
crazy. Yeah.
Very, very crazy. Very impressive. And so I really have you know, the Battle Cat record, I was like, back to the disrespect. The West Coast make disrespectful shit sound the best. They do.
Oh, yeah.
They post shape. They post champagne on a stripper and make it seem like they pouring holy water on a saint. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy.
That's wild. Hey, let me ask y'all a question real quick. Where do y'all have Exhibit ranked in West Coast lyricists? Top 5 or top 10?
I was actually
Lyricist keyword.
Well, see, here's the thing. I don't think it's funny because I don't know if he's top 10 at either at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I would put him in my top 10 West Coast lyricists.
I
don't think he'd crack the top 5, but he would definitely make my top 10.
Better than Corrupt?
No, he's in my top 5.
Crooked Eye?
No, top 5.
Kendrick?
Top 5.
Tupac?
Top 5. Razzcast rounds that out for me.
I'm about to say Razzcast.
Either Razzcast or Game. One of those two.
I'm about to say what about Game?
I put Game ahead of him, of course.
Me too.
Yeah, one of those two.
So that's 6 in terms of lyricists. What about Taj from the Alcoholics?
Yeah, he's better than Taj.
I would put Exhibit ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. No. Okay. Let me see. What about Casual? Dale the fuck he Homo sapien?
I got Exhibit ahead.
Ice Cube.
If we
early Ice
Cube's delivery and stuff, but Exhibit, man, I don't know. I'd have to give it to Cube, but we still only about like 7 or 8.
We're at 7.
Snoop.
I got Exhibit as a lyricist over Snoop.
As a lyricist, I have Exhibit over Snoop as well. Okay. Let me see. You might have some smoke with the lyricist side, AG, because I'm trying to think of somebody just off the top of my head.
He's up there. I don't know if I've always struggled with counting him as a true West Coast artist, though, because he's really not.
He's from Detroit. He was born in Detroit, right?
Right, but he started out. Didn't he start like on the East? Wasn't his? He got his chops on the East in Jersey.
What about Murs? And Murs
is tough.
He got
Murs.
He got Murs.
I don't know, man. Murs
Sure
is
about
tough.
that?
Murs is tough.
I don't know if he's
Murs
nice
is
as
tough.
Murs. He's
That's
more
a close
notoriety.
one.
He's got more notoriety than Murs. I don't know if he's better than Murs.
Murs is tough. That's a good pull, Coop.
Yeah, I'm
But
thinking.
I still think he cracking the top 10.
What about Charlie Tuna from
Nah.
Jurassic 5? No.
Nah.
Let's see. Going deep in my bag. Ooh, what's
And
the
I can't see the chat, but I hope the chat ain't putting the new cats like Schoolboy and Absol on there,
The
because I
chat
think
is actually kind of, in the middle of all.
I think Schoolboy's better than Exhibit. I'm sorry.
Yo, T2 said E40. No, man.
okay. Moving on to the next topic.
No.
Schoolboy?
T2.
Hold on, AG. Do you think Exhibit's a better lyricist than Schoolboy?
I prefer Exhibit, yeah.
Ooh, I don't. I prefer Schoolboy. I prefer
Schoolboy's tough, but I give the edge to Exhibit.
Okay. Oh, King Los.
King Los is tough.
TJ said King Los. Los is tough. Los is tough.
That's a toss up for me.
Yeah.
West got some hitters.
They do.
They got some hitters.
Yeah. Yeah.
But with that being said, that just shows that Exhibit's one of them ones, though.
He's always been.
There's somebody that I'm forgetting right now too, and it's like he's known out there, and we know who it is too. And it's like I feel like I was talking about him a couple of years ago too.
I would tell you one that's that was real, but no one would agree with me. And he's on God Bless the Dead, but Holocaust from the West Coast.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't think people associate him with.
No, I know he doesn't have enough work neither, but
right.
The work that he had, God Bless the Dead, Holocaust is one of those.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, AC Alone. What about AC Alone? No, that's who I was thinking of. Planet Asia. Is Exhibit better than Planet Asia?
I still got Exhibit.
Yeah.
I don't know. What about Vince?
I still got Exhibit.
Exhibit over Vince.
I don't know about Exhibit over Vince. I don't know about that.
It's an interesting discussion.
Yeah. Okay, so not a top 10 MC, but maybe top 10 lyricists out the West Coast, which I think is a pretty big deal.
Big classic said Warren G.
Stop that.
How about Andrew just texted me? He said about Nipsey. What about Nipsey?
Oh, he got Nipsey lyrically.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Nipsey's underrated as a spitter.
Nipsey, he's underrated as a spitter, but it's his delivery that got him through. Nipsey's not as dope lyrically as X is.
Like, how about this? A lot of the game that Exhibit is spitting on this album, Nip spits like naturally and consistently, and walked out in real life and in real time. I don't know about that. Give me Nip over Exhibit.
Yeah, I'm taking X.
I'll take X. So let's get the super chat. Deuce, appreciate you, bro. Deuce said, appreciate y'all talking about Kingmaker. It's a very good album people aren't talking about. Appreciate you, Deuce. That's what we do. Yo, Cooper can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Yeah, we was getting ready to pivot to the Snoop joint, right?
Let's pivot to Snoop. What you got, AG?
I'm gonna tell you what. Like, I didn't have any expectations for the Snoop joint, but my first listen, I was like, yo, this might be better than Missionary. You know what I'm saying? Missionary had all the bells and whistles, the Dr. Dre overproduction and all that, and all the marketing behind it. And I was like, well, this joint might actually be better than that, especially the first half of the album. The first half of the album, love the production. The beats are real soulful. Snoop's doing his thing on there. The back half of the album I didn't like as much, but the other day I listened to it back to back with Missionary. And when I did that, it's closer, than I initially thought. so it could go either way. But this one was a pleasant, it was a pleasant surprise because I didn't have any expectations for the album. But it's right on par with Missionary, if not better.
I mean, I don't. There you go. Cool. Say something cool.
Yo, can you hear me?
There you go. Yep.
Okay.
Talking mission. Is it a crime?
Yeah.
Age you feel is better than Missionary. I don't think that's breaking news.
I mean, first of all, everything's better than Missionary. Okay, next. All right.
I'm so disrespectful.
The Dog Pound's last album is better than Missionary. The We All We Got.
Dog Pound's last album was great.
Yeah, the We All We Got joint, that's better than Missionary.
That was tough. Oh, real quick, that Dog Pound album or Exhibits joint? I think that's a good conversation.
Dog Pound.
You got Dog Pound? I might have this Exhibit barely.
Exhibit. I got this.
I might have the Dog Pound now. I need to hear this Exhibit a couple more times because that Dog Pound album stayed with me actually a little bit last year.
It was very good. It was very good.
I was impressed. So what have we said about the Snoop album so far other than it's better than Missionary?
That's first part of the album,
that's not saying a lot to me.
It's not. It's really not.
No,
I think the first part of the album, it starts off really good. You kick it off with a Sade sample. You got me. I'm there with you. It starts off really good. The first, 6-7 songs feel good. I'm glad they got Akeem Ali on the joint too. Akeem Ali is very underrated. If you guys haven't tapped into Akeem Ali, please tap into Akeem Ali. Shout out to Akeem Ali. I actually connected with him DM wise. I said something and he responded back on some stuff that he did a couple of months ago. But Akeem Ali is a dope independent artist. He does a lot, man. So shout out to Akeem Ali.
You want to know what, AG? Sean is the Stephen A. Smith of hip hop podcasters. Sean be like, I was in Tanzania kicking it with Malik Beasley.
Yeah.
Malik Beasley, right quick. We took first class back to Tanzania. We went to see the Tasmanian Devil. You know the Tasmanian Devil. This is real. This is
I gotta connect to my world, man. Interesting guy.
Nah, you're right.
Person.
You're right.
In person. AG, don't do that. Very interesting person. I gotta bring you to my world.
Yo, Sean be low key trying to flex all the time, like you know what I'm saying.
Sean been flexing here.
How did I flex?
Here. The AG don't do that. It's diabolical.
Right. That's crazy. I gotta bring you to my life, man. God is good, man.
No. God's been good. No,
God is good.
God's been good to all of us. Shout out to your travels, Sean. I'm just fucking.
Man.
No. I'm just fucking. So
Sean be mad at me because Sean would text me trying to flex it, then I don't be impressed, and then he get mad. Like
what I'm flexing about, what I flex about.
Sean be forgetting we got flexes.
What I flexed about? What I even flexed about? I'm trying to show you there's better things outside of West Virginia. That's all. That's not a flex.
Hey, I already know this. Like
Sean be on a flight.
That's a known fact.
Sean be like Sean be like I was like Rick Ross said. I was sipping Bordeaux out in Bordeaux. But I
I mean the Delta Lounge. I'm like, yo, AG, the Delta Lounge is probably bigger than West Virginia. I don't know. I don't know these things. I'm just trying to make sure.
I can't front. The new lounge is definitely bigger than New Hampshire and Delaware.
It's nice. And I was trying to explain to AG. I said, yo, man, there's more to things in the world than West Virginia, man. Get outside of West Virginia, man. That's all. I love you, man. Get outside of West Virginia, man.
This guy, man. He might be banned from the state.
AG, when they open a lounge in West Virginia, I'm gonna come and open it up, and you and me gonna take pictures in the club and pop bottles in front of Sean. Okay?
we got lounges. Like that's why I got the LL Cool J shirt on. I'm lounging right now, my nigga.
Okay, so what's our overall view of the album, though? Like we know that
it's all right. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's just okay. It's just okay.
Nothing go crazy.
It's just okay.
It's over. Yeah.
It's just okay.
Yeah.
Is it a 3.5?
Man, I don't want disrespectful, but I think it's a 3.
You saying that you don't want to be disrespectful right before you be
I
disrespectful.
don't think that's
Be
disrespectful.
the
I think 3
disrespectful
is
part of
good
being
though.
disrespectful.
I think 3 is good. I think
It's
3
just
is
better to be disrespectful. It's just better to be disrespectful.
What
yeah.
did we give missionary? Because I think it's better than missionary. So
You
if
probably
we
give me.
gave missionary like,
I feel like Missionary got a 3.
then
I
this
think
would be 3.25 ish.
I'll give missionary like a 2. I think I'll give it a 2.
All right, well, it's time to move on. He said, "I'm not going to be disrespectful," but then proceed to be disrespectful.
I think that he gave it a 2. I think Snoop would give it a 2. To be honest with you,
I don't
That's
know what
great.
they were thinking. Shame on them.
yeah. He blamed. He said that was Dr. Dre's vision when he was talking about this album. He said missionary with Dre's vision.
You know what the biggest problem with this album is? The same producers that did Exhibit's album are on this album as well.
Yes,
Yeah, better job on the X album for sure.
better job,
But
much
this,
better.
I'm telling you, the first half of the Snoop album is tough. It's the back half that falls off.
But
It
that's where
is.
the Exhibit album gets strong, though.
It does.
Yeah, yeah.
I think we have a 4.25 and a 3.25 on our hands.
I'm good with that.
I can live with that. I can live with that.
One of them, I feel like we'll be talking about at the end of the year. The other one, we won't be. So
I'm going to probably concur with you on that in sentiment unless something like special happens with my ears about this Snoop album. Because I ain't going to front. I was like close to nodding on the second half, guys. Close to nodding. I was like, ooh. It's like good night. And I don't mean like me going to sleep. I mean like his rap career. Like,
Yeah. We
yeah.
don't talk about it enough because we love Snoop, and it's not hate at all. It's not hate at all. But Snoop never lived up to Doggy Style. But we talk about Nas not living up to Illmatic, which is freaking ridiculous. You know what I mean? And we love Snoop. He doesn't get that. He doesn't get that kind of critique that I think that he should in some regard.
So here's the thing people need to understand about what just happened too. Are we giving Exhibit the higher rating? Yes. Is the Exhibit album better? Yes. Let's look at some things about why. This is Snoop's solo album, I believe, 21. This is Exhibit solo album number 8.
Yeah.
Breadth and depth of material matter. Part of why the star wanes and feigns is because you tap into the pipeline so many times with so much fervor. Even the greatest of artists. I mean, guys, we watched Michael Jackson go from selling 36 million albums on Thriller to like literally 10 years later with History being barely going triple platinum. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It happens to everybody. And
It
so
does. It does.
yeah, so Exhibit sounds better than Snoop right now, and some of that has to do with it being album number 8 versus album number 21. Like, this goes back to the whole Black Thought thing. It's like, well, a lot of people be like, well, Black Thought's better than Nas right now, and it's like, well, I'm like, how many solo rap albums has Black Thought released exactly? Because Nas just did more solo albums in 2.5 years than Black Thought just did in his rap career on the back end.
Yeah.
Like, this is, I mean, you know, getting these 6 albums and the Preem album in the works and all that. I mean, this is finale stuff. Like
Yeah.
outside of the career, like his finale is longer than Black Thought's career. So it's like, well, you can feel like he's better than bar for bar right now, but it's like that's because the well that he has to pull from is much deeper as well.
well, that's even wrong. I mean, he was rapping on cheat codes, but he wasn't out rapping Nas on Magic or KD3 or cheat codes.
I
No,
do.
not
I
at
do.
all.
How about this though? I do feel like that his rap performance on Cheat Codes is the closest thing as far as like bar wise to Magic or KD3. I do feel that way about Cheat Codes.
You mean as far as another MC?
hmm Yeah, if I was picking in terms of rapping, if I
Hmm.
was picking another album from the modern quote unquote modern era, let's say last 7-8 years, like I look at today's modern era like post Kendrick Lamar releasing Damn. And so, in terms of that era and mic performances is concerned, it's like, yeah, the top two mic performances are Magic and KD3, but I think Cheat Codes has an argument with KD2 for that number 3 slot.
I can see that being fair.
And I can see Conway on From a King to a God being in that conversation. And for me personally, Freddie Gibbs on Alfredo.
I was about to say Freddie.
Pusha
Yeah,
T on
Freddie's
Daytona.
up there.
Pusha T on Daytona would be in that conversation as well. And Nip on Victory Lap.
Classic album.
Nip is special on Victory Lap. Like, he's special on Victory Lap. Like, how about this? Like, Victory Lap for a lot of like West Coast people is like a modern day, like kind of like Reasonable Doubt. It's like the hustler's handbook to success.
It's definitely a classic.
It is. All right. Speaking of classic, we got a classic group that actually spit a freestyle on what is now starting to become a thing over the past year, and that is the Red Bull Spiral. Cypher, LOX in the house. Sean, tell me what you think.
I love it. It's them. It's LOX, man. It's one of the greatest groups of all time. Probably what, top 5, top 10, depending on where you are, who you are, what you feel.
Top 5 is crazy.
They're up
Top
there.
5 is crazy.
It's crazy. I'm being biased. It's crazy, but top 10 is reasonable. Top 10 is reasonable.
It all depends on what you consider a group. If you count the MC producer duos that they used to have in the late, 80s, early 90s, then they would probably fall lower. But I think, if you're not counting those,
you don't.
I think.
Hold on. I think we have different opinions about the LOX. I don't think you need to count those people even in, and it's a conversation where they should still even be in the top 10. First of all, Wu-Tang Clan, Outkast, Mobb Deep, UGK, they're not better than those groups. You have them over UGK?
I have them over UGK.
I have them over UGK.
That's me. That's me.
Okay, you have them over Wu-Tang or Outkast?
No.
What about 8 Ball?
Tribe is over LOX.
Yeah, Tribe is over LOX. What about De La?
I prefer the LOX.
I prefer LOX. But I won't argue somebody got De La. But I prefer LOX.
What evidence do you have that the LOX are better than De La, though?
Like, well, they don't have the classics that they have.
No, I know you prefer them. I know you prefer them, but like the LOX best album is like De La's 4th or 5th best album.
Yeah, I said I don't have the evidence for it, but I'm just saying for me, for my personal preference.
What you like to listen to, like what you like to listen to.
Right. Mm-hmm. I don't hold De La as high as most probably hold De La.
Same.
Personally. What about Public Enemy, NWA?
No. That's what, 7, 8?
It's about 7.
EPMD?
I got LOX higher.
I put LOX a little bit, tad bit higher.
I prefer the Roots.
That's a fight. That's a fight, though. The Roots.
It is, but I think once you look at the breadth of material, like solo and group, I think the LOX could probably edge EPMD.
But can you add that? Because when I was thinking about it, I was adding solo discography as well as a collective.
When we think of everybody else, we do that. When we think about the Wu, we do that. It's
hard not to. The impact of the solo work is so great.
It's so great.
What about Dog Pound? Dog Pound?
Yeah, they're Dog Pound.
Bone Thugs?
I got them over Bone.
I prefer the LOX, but Bone Thugs had a bigger impact in hip hop, so I got to give it to Bone.
Goody Mob?
That's tough.
It's a fight. It's a fight.
Clipse?
I got them over Clipse.
I got them over Clipse, but yeah, duos make it interesting too. Like I'm kind of weird about the group thing because I usually separate duos.
I can't
like Mob, Outkast, Clipse.
I can't give it to them over the Clipse, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I feel like Hell Hath No Fury is better than any LOX album, and Daytona is better than any LOX solo album. What say you?
I wouldn't disagree.
So how are the LOX better than the Clipse if they don't have?
You put like 2 examples, and there's many more to pull.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, no, Jadakiss like isn't above if Pusha T like in my world. I think that's a New York thing. Like outside of New York, Pusha
Well,
T is
that's
like
where we disagree and we part
right. Like
ways.
y'all think like well, here's what I'm saying is that if you actually look at it, Pusha T actually has the better group and solo catalog. So where is Kiss really better? Like you can tell me he's a better spitter, but he doesn't have a better solo or group catalog than Push. So how is he really better? It's very, very comparable.
Outside of, I think Daytona propelled Push's solo discography more than what it really is. Because
I think
people hold the album high. I don't think Push's solo discography is really like that.
I think my
If we
name is
being honest,
I mean to be honest with you, I think my name and my name is better than Kiss the Game Goodbye. That's what I'm saying. I think Push's best album is just as good as Kiss's best album. Like they're comparable, and I prefer my name is my name. Like my name is.
I disagree with that. I think it would be Daytona, then Kiss the Game Goodbye for
I
me.
mean numbers on the boards.
And then even with
Push, pain,
Daytona,
future, nostalgia. Are you sure? Nostalgia's pretty tough.
for me,
Numbers
yeah.
on
And
the boards is pretty
I just
tough.
say this, like, and we'll talk about Daytona here shortly, but I think in that respect it's more uncut raw, like, potent when you're only dealing with 7 songs, because like if you cherry pick the best 7 songs off Kiss the Game Goodbye, then you know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of hard to compare those albums like that.
You got what you got. You make what you make. Nobody told him to make a 19-track album. Nobody told Push.
That's one of his flaws of it for sure.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I mean,
Body of work though, I take Kiss body of work over Push body of work.
I do too. But you're a Pusha T guy, and we're both like Jadakiss guys. So I mean, that's kind of going to be what it's going to
I
be.
like both. I like both. I think that when you
like,
go by the categories, I give Kiss a slight edge.
oh, I mean, see, here's my thing. Like me being a guy doesn't change like my objective mind. Like I'm a Rakim guy over a J guy, but objectively at this point, I can't give it to Rakim over J. So like that stuff don't matter to me at the end of the day. So it's like
Yeah.
my personal taste don't matter when I'm making a final decision, like at all.
Well,
So
if they were to do a versus, you think with the group catalog and solo catalog on the table to use, you think Pusha would fade Jada in a versus?
I think
No.
I think well no, but I think this is what I mean. So that's one of those things where it's like, well, do you think Kevin Garnett and Tim Duncan are the same player? Because I do. I just think they got drafted to different organizations, and because they got drafted to different organizations, the outcome is different. As in, if you put Pusha T with Bad Boy around the time Jadakiss is with Bad Boy, you probably get similar results. But because it
Mm-mm.
didn't happen like that, it happened the way that it happened.
We
And
we
so
ain't gonna do that, man. Pusha done had access to the best of the best. He done came up under Pharrell and Kanye. He done
Kanye.
have access to the best his whole
yes,
career.
yes, yes, yes,
He
yes,
got
yes, yes, yes,
two
yes,
fifty.
yes, yes, yes. Hold on. But you have to understand that those people created sounds that dominated radio for a minute behind the sound that Puff created and was the orchestrator of. It's different. Like you're talking about people that are leaders in the band. I'm talking about being with the maestro. Don't make it seem like it's the same thing. Kiss was
But
with the
they ran
maestro.
away from
No, no,
that
no,
though.
no, no. Kiss was
Got
with the
one.
maestro. They ran away from it because it didn't fit their aesthetic. But they
Right.
were with the maestro. Pusha T's been with band leaders. They were with the maestro. They were with the maestro at his peak. And so that is not the same thing. And so I get what you were saying, but that is totally different. And also because of who that guy was, the access that radio was giving him is something that we have very rarely seen in modern day black music. Literally almost everything this man put out was playing on radio in top 20 radio stations. That is not accidental. These are the same places where he threw parties and had street teams. Atlanta, Georgia being
Well, we
one of.
won't talk about the parties. Don't talk about the
No,
parties.
no, no. I mean the actual parties down here that actually like was
Yeah.
promoting music. Like he had people in LA. That's how Suge knows his baby mama. They had parties in LA. They had parties in Atlanta and in New York. Like they were moving around with it. Like that's different. Like Puff, like Timbaland and Pharrell ain't never moved around like Puff. Like stop that
Well,
ever.
outside of Benjamin's, how much you think that radio play like helped the Locks? Because in a lot of circles, take for instance Runaway. I think Runaway got more push, you know what I'm saying, in those circles than like, you know, Benjamin's did.
Here's how I think about it. If Clipse make a record like "Do You Think I'm Jiggy," it doesn't even get played on the radio. That's
That
what
get plays on the radio. That get plays on the radio.
the record ain't.
I mean,
record-
Grinding was a
that-
radio joint.
That like what I'm saying is
That changed rap.
Grinding got played because that record is like that. Do You Think I'm Jiggy got played because it's like it's Puff, it's Bad Boy. Like a record ain't like that. Locks will tell you that record ain't like
I never
that.
was a fan of that record.
I was never a fan of it, but it's going to get played. If Puffy's behind it, it's going to get played, no matter who's on it.
You got to think about it. What's the Locks' biggest hit off their first album? It's Money, Power, Respect. Like that's DMX and him stealing the show. It ain't Kiss like stealing the show. It's like no, Push is a co-author of Grinding, and it's like no, they've been. Who's the scene? Even though Kiss wrote the first two verses on Benjamin's, the scene stealing verses are the last two verses.
What you got? Grinding or We Gonna Make It?
Grinding, easy.
It's not. I got We Gonna Make It.
No. I got Grinding. The beat's better. The rhymes are better.
Easy. Come on, cool.
I think that's a conversation. I'm not mad at either one, but I'm gonna take We Gonna Make It.
I move Kane like a cripple. Balance weight in the hood. Kids call me Niffa Sniffles. One hand on my nickel. Play the whistle. One eye closed. I hit you. Like my aim.
They got to use the skills that they way to Wells with is more iconic than all that.
Right.
Stop that. Legend like I'm Pee Wee Kirkland. Stop that. No. You think we gonna make it better than Grinding? Man, put that up everywhere.
It's a conversation, but I do think it's better.
I don't think it's a conversation. Grinding's one of the best rap songs ever. We Gonna Make It is one of the best rap songs like maybe like that year.
Don't do that. Come on, now.
Yeah, you're getting out of control.
I mean, no, We Gonna Make It's a little dated, guys. Grinding's timeless. Grinding's classic.
That's wild. That's Alchemist's best beat. That's one of the best hip hop records of all time, man. Don't do that.
Dude.
Both of them are rightfully so, but I give the edge to We Gonna Make It.
Y'all are wild if y'all think that Grinding and We Gonna Make It is comparable records. Yeah, go ahead.
Like even the best opening bars to a song, you know what I'm saying? We Gonna Make It got to be up there. F the rail shit. Because when my code come in, they got to use the scales. That's the way they will. Like, come on, dog.
I don't know about that, guys. I don't know where you're coming from with that. Anyway, you want to know how I felt about the freestyle? It kind of left me wanting more. I thought it was just okay.
Of course you do.
Yeah,
it was short.
It was short.
That's what I mean. It was just okay. It was just good. Like I've seen them do so much better in that format, and so I was expecting more because who much is given, much is expected. Now, do I think that like Clipse could beat Locks like in the Garden? Oh no. But do I think that they're better album makers? Yeah. Do I think Grind's better than We Gonna Make It? Yeah. Do I think Push and Jadakiss is a conversation? Oh yeah. Yeah. All those things.
That's the Locks' biggest opportunity. They don't have a signature classic group album.
Or song. Their most classic stuff is other people have stolen the show. Big and Kim stole the show on Benjamin's. DMX and Kim stole the show on Money, Power, Respect.
Well, Benjamin's wasn't their song though, so that don't count.
Yeah, you can't really get them that.
If there are 5 verses on the song, and you wrote 3 of the 5 verses, then you got a lot of ownership of the song.
They sold the verses.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is they spit 2 of the verses and another verse got written, and so 3 of the 5 verses on there belong to them, and they're the 3.
That's the Puff and the publishing.
Hold on. No. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not talking about publishing. I'm not talking about business. I'm talking about the actual bars. They had 3 of the 5 verses. Okay, which means if we're going in order of weakest verses. The 3 weak verses belong to them because the other verse belonged to Kim and belonged to Big, correct?
Yeah, but I don't know what point you're trying to prove because it wasn't their song.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it was their song. Even when it was time on a big record to steal the show, they didn't steal the show. That's my whole point. It ain't like that, like you saying. They didn't steal the show from Kim and Big. The show got sold for them, and they had more airtime. Big got the beat breakdown and stole the show. Like, what are we talking about?
Well, if we're doing that, if you're comparing to the Clipse, I can only think of a couple of times where Pusha stole the show from anybody. That might be So Appalled, Runaway maybe.
Okay, so what
It
you're
ain't.
saying is that when he was put in comparable position, he did what they didn't do, because Jay would be comparable to Big and he stole the show. You would be making my
Yeah,
point.
he out rapped Jay on So Appalled. I think so. But it's other songs where I think Kiss got Jay as well. Like on Blackout, I think that's a conversation for Kiss getting Jay.
I think Kiss has Jay on Blackout. That's not saying that he didn't do it. I'm saying in the biggest moment, and Benjamin's being the biggest moment, they wasn't there. Like, no, Clips have shown up in the biggest moments when given the opportunity.
Well,
But what
coming
I'm
back
really
to your
talking about,
point, him writing Puffy's verse is the biggest moment. If he gave Puff one of the standout verses instead of spitting it himself, I mean, that could be talked up as taking and seizing the moment.
I do understand what you're saying with that, but what I'm trying to say is that Clips weren't put in positions to have moments like that. So, like, we don't know. Pusha T has been given those moments as a solo artist, but they weren't really given those moments as a group. I think the best that they got was probably like the Justin Timberlake remix.
Yeah, that was the first single on the Justified. That was his first single. Just
No,
Wanna
the
Love
Like I
You.
Love
Yeah,
You mix was
that's
a
a
real,
big opportunity.
yeah. But they also shined on that opportunity. That's what I'm saying. No, when they've been given opportunities, they've been super nice with it.
They could, but that's like saying the Lox didn't deliver on the Mariah records, though. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I
Which
don't
they
love.
did.
Y'all can have an argument. My mind is made up. Y'all can have that
I don't
argument.
love them on those Mariah records, but I'm gonna let you have
All right.
Oh
it.
my
I
goodness.
don't. I
He's
don't
not
love
going
them
to.
on the. But I'm gonna tell you the truth. That's more about me not loving the Mariah record than not loving them, and that's just me being honest about that. I don't love the record. Yeah,
So,
you can keep the Mariah records. I like that, not them.
so the chat pick, we gonna make it 54%.
Okay.
I think
Nobody got.
that's about close, 54 to 46. I think that's indicated. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I said put it everywhere, not just here. I know how these people do. They'd be like, "What coup pick?" Man,
Nah,
fuck.
they giving you,
Oh, yeah.
they showing you love right now. They
No.
say that you're right.
No,
What do you
they,
want? They're showing you love.
they don't do that. Those are lies.
They're showing you love, cool.
Those are lies.
People love you, man. What is wrong with you, man?
Man, let's get to the New York Knicks anthem remix. Hope they losing right now too. What's the score of the game?
But shout out to the Lox, though. I love what the Lox doing with
Yeah.
podcasting and, popping up on the freestyles. And I just love the fact that they stay together all these years and,
Hey,
what I'm saying, how a group should do and, what I'm saying, stand up dudes, man. Shout out to the Lox.
Can we do a quick sidebar before we slide to the next segment? I've been watching the Fat Joe, Jadakiss podcast.
Mhm.
Fat Joe said he was going to pull up on somebody's podcast real soon. They kept talking about him capping, and I just want to let people know that that's not the type of nigga that you want like walking in your house and sitting next to you. Like, I don't care how old that nigga is. It's not us because we're not the ones that have been saying that he's capping, but that's for whatever podcasters that have been
Yeah,
out
and he said it several times. So,
saying that.
Joe,
No, he said it with frequency. He said it with frequency. Like, no. I know something. Niggas that have been through certain things. You know
yo,
what I'm saying? When they say it with frequency, they probably been traumatized. There's some PTSD going
yeah,
on. He said,
yeah,
"I'm watching you." He said, "You think I don't watch you,
he did say that. He
but
did
I
say
do."
it.
He said that. I don't know who he's talking to. I've told y'all Joe's an integral part of hip hop. Part of why he's an integral part of hip hop, he always keeps his ear to the street. You know
He
what niggas
does.
is.
He
So,
does. It's
you,
crazy because you was saying he was capping a couple of weeks ago, and
first of all,
now
that's
he
wild. We
says
don't have that on tape at all.
he's
That's
watching.
I
wild.
said it.
Don't have that on tape at all. Don't have that on tape at all.
You right, my
Don't
bad.
have any verifiable tape at all.
That was
But
that
I'm
was
thinking to
AG.
myself, I don't think to my. I was actually thinking it's like my daughter and my mother answering the door, being on some shit like yeah, somebody named Fat Joe is at the door. Be like, first of all, the phone is recorded, but
Yo,
hold on, no.
Mr. Cartagena.
Mr. Cartagena.
Cartagena.
Somebody named Mr. Cartagena is at the door. Be like, no, lock the door, come downstairs, come
Yeah.
down, lock the
Yo,
door. downstairs. Don't come downstairs. You don't need.
Yeah, I would do anything to see Fat Joe Coop up real quick. Like that'd be classic. That'd be great.
Getting put in a full Nelson by somebody wearing a bonnet is crazy.
That'd be crazy. Coop glasses would be like this. Like this.
He had on the bonnet at the next game.
I was like literally watching the show. I was like, what would it be like if Fat Joe came to my house and be like, yo, so I'm gonna sit next to you.
That'd be crazy. I would love that. He's not going to West Virginia. That's not going to happen. Like, you can't get a flight in West Virginia, anything like that.
That's wild.
Hey, Sean, what if people were to knock on the door and be like, yo, AG, that's your man? Yo, I can't fly to West Virginia. I got people in Atlanta. Have a seat.
Right.
I'm gonna talk to your mans during the show. Matter of fact, Coop, get out the seat. You sit in the chair on the side. I'm gonna sit in here and talk to your mans from West Virginia. Right. That's wild. Look, Sean, first thing you're gonna say, yo, I talked to LL about this wheelchair story. So the lie detector has detected that you are a lie.
He's on the West Virginia lie. All
right, full disclosure. The story that I told is 1000% true, my right-handed God, but it sounds like a story that Joe would tell.
Yo, you gonna double down? What are you doing?
Let's move on.
First of all, if you like Adriel Green shipping that just Fat Joe, you can email Coop.
I promise you we got you.
Right.
This kid be taught a lesson, man.
Coop at HipHopTalks.com. All right.
I'm not lying, man. That's the type of stuff you can't make up, man.
You really can't.
It's crazy. New York Knicks anthem remix. Sean, what do you think?
I don't like it.
It's trashy. It's trashy. It's trashy and sassy.
It is. I wish we never did. I wish we never did this, man. I'm sorry. And I don't want to.
You think they cashing in on the Joey Badass thing? With that?
I don't know what they're cashing in on, man. But Busta Rhymes need to chill out, man. Busta need to chill, man. And see, this is what happens. We do this. Right?
Busta needs to drink green tea for like 6 months straight, not anything. And go
why he's still rhyming like that?
His voice sounds terrible, Sean.
It sounds terrible, man.
It sounds
terrible. It sounds terrible.
It's terrible.
It was bad, man. And shout out to Papoose. Shout out to Joey Badass.
Shout out to anybody contributed to the whack song. Okay, this song is.
Yeah, it was whack.
I'm not shouting at it. The song is whack.
I'm sorry. It was whack, man. We're gonna lose. We're gonna lose the series
because they're gonna lose anyway.
Because of this song.
I actually think that they stand a chance to win the series now because this song is so terrible that it might actually motivate them to new heights because it can't get any worse than it's possibly getting than being down 3-1 to a team from Indiana whose best players' name are Halliburton and Siakam.
Crazy, man. What the hell?
And you got the whole Villanova Wildcat squad. You out here getting your ass whooped. With Cat Sassy ass.
Sassy, though.
Very sassy. It's very zesty behavior. This song is zesty. I'm like, what the fuck?
It is. It's bad. Cool.
Busta Rhymes are very zesty on here. The other MC tried to give it some credibility. It did not help because of the zestiness and horrific nature of Busta Rhymes' voice. I give this song 2 A-Town stomps down. We stomped the shit out of this record into oblivion and hope it never comes back again. Much like your team is probably not going to come back from this 3-1 deficit of this ass whooping that's being inflicted upon. Although I think they're winning right now.
It's crazy.
That's all I have.
Shout out to LP, man. LP texted me. He was like, yo, we got one. We got an anthem. I'm like, what are you talking about, man? He's like, yo, we got an anthem, son.
Yeah, no, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Did he say that? You should have FaceTime him.
No, he didn't. Why you lying? You called me capping and then you lied on LP, man. That's nasty.
LP hit me up on the text. He was like, yo, son, we got one. I'm like, what we got?
That's crazy.
We got one.
LP, never pull up and lie to Sean like that on text. All right.
LP is crazy, man. Dude is crazy.
Never lie like that. That shit is crazy.
Shout out to LP though. Shout out to LP, man. That dude is diabolical, man. It's
crazy. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah. Well, we got one. Yo,
Sean
son, we got
capping, man.
Got
one.
one? We
That's
got
what
one?
that's how he talked. Yo, we got one. I'm like, what?
No,
We go.
no, he didn't. No, he didn't, Sean.
Sound like Busta Rhymes had been on a 3-day binge on that record, okay? It's like this thing hasn't slept in fucking 72 hours. What the fuck is going on? Like, what were they doing?
Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't know
Yeah,
him.
Buster do gotta chill though.
He got to chill. He really need to chill.
He's coming to West Virginia in August though.
Get your man.
Bruh.
Google it, man.
We didn't
I'm
need
not
that.
lying.
I believe that. Though. That's Buster's. I believe that. shout out to Buster, man. You're the Dragon, man.
Man,
That's Cisco album.
I
Cisco
think,
album.
I think everybody who knows me knows I will not be shouting this motherfucker out. Some shit that's not happening.
Yo, next topic, man. Y'all are crazy. For real.
So Pusha T released snippets of the Clipse first single, Ace Trumpets, produced by Pharrell, to be released May 30th, which is, well, you know, around the corner. What did you think about the snippet, AG?
I liked it. I didn't like the opening bars about yellow diamonds looking like pee-pee, but you know what I'm saying, other than that, it was dope. You know, I didn't like that metaphor too much.
Jada would never say that.
Well, he do got the ash and bang, which the color of dandruff bar, so you know.
I believed it.
You know, but nah, this album is. I'm gonna tell you what, I doubted Pharrell in, you know, producing this whole album, but from the snippets I've heard of, you know, the few songs, I think it's gonna be a banger. I really do. So, yeah, my expectations of it is pretty high. So I'm hoping this first single is pretty crazy. And a lot of the snippets they've released, the different songs, we only hear Pusha. We don't get to hear Malice yet. So I think Malice is going to go off on this album. Like, I think it'll be something special.
That wait for me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, my bad. I'm putting another poll pause, you know, on the chat. I agree with AG. I think Malice is going to go crazy on this album, Cool. I think that Malice is going to show the separation between him and Push, respectfully. I think that Malice was really waiting for this moment to get back into the booth. I'm looking forward to this album, and I want to hear what this song, because the rollout is actually starting now. You know, I think they were waiting until they signed the paperwork on the Roc Nation deal. Don't know how I feel about that part of it. But you know, they're doing this rollout with Roc Nation, and you know, the song, we're gonna start hearing leaks, we're gonna start hearing more information about the album. I think the album's come out in June, the full length album.
July 3rd. No, hold on, July 11th. Sorry. July
11th. 13 tracks.
Open 24 hours.
13 tracks. I'm looking forward to it, fellas. I love this. I love the snippet. I think we should be hearing that really soon. Everyone is talking about it. There's some hype around it. Coop, you about to get what you want, man. You're one of your favorite groups of all time. About to bring it to the forefront, man. I'm happy for you.
What do y'all think about settings? Because they said that this whole album was recorded in Paris, France, at the Louis Vuitton headquarters.
It's some fly shit, but I don't know if I like that though. But again, it's Push. It's Push, Pharrell, it's Malice. I don't think their track record, history has shown us that they know what they're doing. It don't matter if they record on Mars, West Virginia. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. I think
you got one more time. you got one more West Virginia joke.
I'm still jet lagging, my bad.
Mars to West Virginia correlation almost
crazy
until AG snapped. And then I thought to myself, that's crazy. Keep going, guys. All right.
Yeah. What do you think, Coop?
Okay, so I have a few thoughts. When I actually listen to the beats of the snippets that we've been exposed to, I actually feel like these beats are more tailored towards Malice's style than Push's style. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's intentional because I feel like at this point, Pusha can skate on anything. And that's probably what he's telling his big brother. He's like, well, you know, I can just, skate on anything, bro. So what you like what beats you like, bro? Like that's Big Bro. That's the one that showed him how to rhyme and sell dope. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You're like, what beats you like? I can rhyme on anything, Big Bro. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Like that's how it is. Like when you get it down, and so like to me, these sound like beats that are actually catered towards what Malice wanted to rap over. Because Push is just like he's arrogant with it at this point, rightfully so. He's like, oh well, I can just rap over anything, bro. So like, which beats you like, And so I think that really is what's going on with what
Mm-hmm.
you're beat wise
Mm-hmm.
out of
Mm-hmm.
these songs. And so even though you're hearing Pusha mostly, I do
Mm-hmm.
think Malice is potentially the star of this project. A, because you haven't heard him in a while, and B, because it relates back to A. Well, while he's been sitting in tuck for the better part of another 10, 12 years, much like Exhibit,
Mm-hmm.
fresh. Not as much material as his brother and his counterpart. Well, his brother been out here flooding the market for a minute since the Clipse have been on hiatus, quote unquote.
Exactly. Exactly.
And so he might be the fresher MC. Even
Yep.
with Pusha's hiatus isn't as long as his brother's hiatus.
It's
And,
not. It's not. He has a
and
lot to
so
say.
and I think it's gonna be like a fascinating juxtaposition. Never forget the purple tape was written in Miami, not in New York.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My beautiful dark twisted fantasy was written in, like Jamaica, Barbados, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, so just understand that it's like, yeah, I don't think where they are has anything to do with it, but I do expect a special performance from Malice. This was my sleeper pick, not a sleeper, but this was the album that thought was going to be album of the year last year, Sean, and also the fact that the Rock Nation deal is finally like inked and like set in stone. That I think doesn't that pretty much let us know that the feature that they've been waiting on is the J feature. And
Yeah.
isn't that Jay probably saying, okay, like here's what I'm gonna do. Y'all gonna like play y'all part and do everything that y'all can do. And at the end, I'm gonna listen to the project and we gonna pick it up under the label and you're gonna get the verse from me.
Right.
And that's
Right.
gonna be the final piece to the puzzle to make it kind of crack. And that's something quite frankly that maybe Benny didn't get, and maybe that was part of the negotiation of the deal. Is like, oh no, we're not just coming to Rock Nation if we're not getting verses from you, nigga, because I was getting verses from you when we wasn't part of Rock Nation.
That's
So what
true.
the fuck is we
That's a
doing?
good point. That's a
And
good point.
and to be honest with you, the ties being severed with Kanye probably legally needed to happen for Pusha T in order for the Rock Nation deal to happen. Because Jay is probably like, oh no no no, you got to
Yeah.
cut that Kanye shit before you come to Rock Nation. So that's the politics side of it that people probably aren't talking about that was taking place, and that's probably the real thing that was holding up this album, guys. I guarantee you, the thing that was holding up this album was Kanye and Jay business wise, severing ties, breaking ties, whatever money being paid. Because if Kanye like contractually has some things under wraps, it's like it might be a $3 million buyout. Kanye might be like, "Yeah, it's Jay, I want 10."
Right.
You
Right.
know,
Right.
tell Jay give me 10 or it's no.
And Jay
He
don't want
got
to deal
30.
with
Look,
Kanye at
look,
all.
look. He got 30 minutes. If he don't respond in 30 minutes, it go up to 30 million. Dude,
Right.
you know.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. Jay not want to deal with Kanye at all. So that has to be a done deal before you
I
get
mean,
in
first of all, how many
anything.
people want to deal with Kanye? Pusha don't want to deal with Kanye.
Pusha don't want to deal with them. And Pusha had his back through all of that, through everything.
Through his roughest times.
Yeah.
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 I mean, his roughest times for like. I mean, you got to think about it. Like, when is not Hell Hath No Fury till the casket drops. Till the casket drops is what 2010, 2011,
2011.
2011.
2011. It's 2011, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Kanye's toughest times were like pretty much like '08 to infinity. Okay. Um.
Darren Harris said 2009 when it came out.
Back 2000, huh?
Oh damn. Well, damn. That's right around the time. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, kind of like a big deal is on there. That's when the Pusha Kanye relationship was forged. So it's like, yeah, Kanye and Pusha, like Pusha seen that man through a lot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So on to the news, which is actually, more clip stuff, which kind of alludes to what Sean and I were talking about, which is the name of his album is called Let God Sort 'Em Out, which is coming out on July 11th. 13 tracks recorded in the Louis Vuitton headquarters in Paris, France, being co-distributed in a deal with Rock Nation, I believe. What are our expectations? Is this going to be the album of the year, guys?
They're gonna be in the running.
It should be in the running. I'll be disappointed if this album doesn't live up to the expectations. This will be the first. I think this will be the first time they're doing a full album together with Pharrell and not Chad on it. Right? This will be the first time it's just solely Pharrell, no Neptunes involved.
Mm, I feel like Till the Casket Drops was kind of Pharrell, and I really didn't see Chad, or feel like it was Neptunes on Till the Casket Drops. Or maybe I'm wrong.
But it wasn't entirely produced by Pharrell though.
Oh no, not entirely. They sourced out other stuff on that one.
Yeah.
It's not like the first few joints. No.
What this I was gonna ask y'all if y'all agree. I know I said maybe the feature they were waiting on was a Wayne feature, but announcing this partnership with Rock Nation leads me to believe that the verse they've been waiting on this whole time has been Jay.
I told you, it's what I've been saying. I've been saying Jay this whole time. It's been Jay this whole time.
That'd be underwhelming for me. I'm not gonna lie. That'd be
Of course.
No,
Well,
I will tell you this.
We've seen that. We've seen Jay and Push.
True.
Yeah, but hold on. We haven't seen Jay with the Clipse, and it's also rare where you get an album where you get somebody with enough pull to get Nas and Jay on an album together at the same time. Like,
It's only been done a couple other times, right?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Scarface.
Right, Scarface, Kanye. Am I missing another one? Timbaland. Because Timai and Lobster and Scrimps.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that was pre-beef,
Luda.
That was the same song, so I don't count that.
Okay.
Right. Like, I mean, actually, actually getting the artists, like, the flex, like, not together, but, like,
So other than Khaled, which that's what Khaled's supposed to do, I think it's Kanye and Scarface.
Yeah.
I mean, if y'all want to see Jay on, I'm not going to stop y'all. But me, Trife, and LP,
he said, "I'm not going to stop you.
I'm not going to stop y'all. Y'all hope singing like that.
I do like the idea of Jay rhyming beside Malice. I do like that idea.
I do like that idea too. What if the record is like on some I4 and I shit, and it's like Pusha and Nas and Malice and Jay, or like Nas and Malice. I mean, or like, yeah, actually, just like that, yeah.
That would be a wild song.
Like, yeah, it doesn't excite you at all either, Sean? Like, what if it's Nas and Jay on the record with the Clipse together? Like, that's what I'm saying, because what if the holdup is Jay is like, no, let me hear the whole joint and see what y'all got.
Look at his face. He's so smug. Look at him.
Man, me, Trife, and LP, we just want the Nas and Preem right now.
Okay, so let's say something about the Nas and Preem. If you don't get Nas's like, you're not going to be happy. And I don't know why people don't understand it.
Why'd you start, Sean? Why'd you start this?
Why?
This is your fault.
Why did I start? No. Why did they start Nas and Preem on this shit? This is your fault. It's people like you that got this shit started with these two.
I didn't. LP hit me up again.
Why do you keep blaming stuff on LP?
No, you want to know what? I just want to let you know when I review this Nas and Preem album, I'm going to blame people like you and Trife and LP, Sean, for strong arming these men.
And Iran
For strong arming these two men into doing the impossible, which is pleasing you impossible motherfuckers with some shit that they cannot recreate. I can't stand you Negroes. Oh my God.
And don't forget O. Yeah.
Why you throwing everybody in the Discord under the bus?
Yeah, man, forget the Discord.
Wow, no. Everything was
See how Sean do y'all?
We were doing fine. We were enjoying this Hit Boy stuff. And then y'all had to go fucking with their ego. Well, the Nas and Primo, man. Oh, I was like, oh, here we go with this bullshit.
Yeah.
And you're right, AG. Sean, why did you do this?
I'm just here to support. I'm just here to support. What y'all want me to do?
Yo,
What do you want from me?
Can we go to the calm? Can we go to the calm?
You're right.
Man,
we need that
man, your support,
stimulus, man.
your support is like cooked fettuccine noodles for walking sticks. All right.
Yo, we need that stimulus, man. Y'all got kids going to college right now. What are you talking about, man? We need that Preem and that Nas joint.
Right. And I don't want my daughter on campus being like Daddy, they said the Nas and Preem ain't it. Oh,
it ain't gonna be none of that.
Yeah.
You don't know what it's gonna be.
Album of the year.
Album of the year.
It better be a little.
Like Busy B said, just make a good
album. How about this? How about this? Is album of the year gonna cut it?
What is it?
Album of the year gonna cut it?
If it's a 5 mic, the album, yeah.
Which one? This one?
I think at the rate that we get actual 5 mic albums, we are about due for one. But he's not due for one because he's the one walking around with, like 2 of the 5 that have happened in the last 5-6 years. So it's like
the stakes are different now. The stakes are different now, so it kind of got to deliver that. At least a 4.5. At least got to be a 4.5.
Yeah, how about this? I mean, it needs to be significantly better than this exhibit, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that would be, no disrespect for as good as this exhibit is, I don't think that'll be hard for Nas and Preem to do.
Nah. Let's get into some quick anniversaries, fellas.
You're right. Push the T once again. Yeah. Daytona, May 25th, 2018. The worst rap album classic cover in history. Album cover's terrible.
Yeah.
Distasteful, but
it was a poor decision, guys. It was a poor decision. The first time I saw it, and every time I look back at it, I'm like, that's just a poor decision because she didn't live too much past that, and so we don't really have, you know what I'm saying? It's attached to the memory of her not being here in a lot of ways, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, that's not what she should be remembered for, and that's not how we lift as we climb and all that other shit. So, this to me, and along with Nipsey's Victory Lap, kind of starts the modern day classic album run. And I feel like their albums are part of the transition because Nips is your more traditional full-length classic player, but this is more of a abbreviated, I'm a quote-unquote lyricist, even if I talk coke rap, so I need to do a album that might be shorter in content to make the impact of it heavier. But I still do find it to be arguably one of the 5 best rap albums of the last 10 years. What do you guys say to that?
Yeah, it definitely is.
It is. This is probably Kanye's last best offering from front to back.
Yes. I think it's his swan song as an executive producer of classic rap albums. I think it is. I don't think he's going to do this again.
No. And I've always had mixed feelings about this album, fellas, and not to continue to be the dead horse, Queens get the money. But I always felt like, what if Kanye would have put that kind of energy in Nasir that he put in Daytona?
No, I say that.
Or could he?
I'm glad that he didn't, because I don't think we get the 6 Hit Boy albums if that would have happened.
That's not a Queens
for a reason.
That's not a Queens get the money thing. Like Sean, I think that's just like a rap head thing. I think how about this? I think the intelligent thing probably to do would have probably done to do those projects at the same time and kind of have them in the room together.
Yeah.
You bouncing ideas, but to be truthful, he didn't even put that energy in his own album. The Ye album that dropped, I don't think he put it in Tiana's album. I think his best efforts were in Daytona and Kids See Ghosts.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Kids see
But
Ghostface.
why is that? Is it a chemistry? Is it push? Like what
I
is it?
think he put himself behind the 8 ball on timing because people forget, you know what I'm saying? Daytona was the first out of that run. And he was in Wyoming, tapping in with Kanye for a while. The Nas album was pretty much a rush job trying to hit certain dates.
You want to know what it is? As crazy as it seems, the Kanye and Nas pairing isn't as good of an organic mesh pairing as you think it might be. Because what Nas does well is pierce through things. And Ye's beats aren't what I like to call heavy hitting beats, as in the drums aren't super, super heavy and hard. Like the samples aren't aren't grimy and gritty. They're snazzy and jazzy. Like that's not necessarily like fit for a Nas record.
Yeah.
It's not.
It,
It's a style make fights thing. It's like it doesn't necessarily fit as well as you think that it might fit.
I
it's
think
just the sample size that you have prior to that led you to believe that they
right.
would have created something classic because you got We Major, we got Still Dreaming off Hip Hop Is Dead, which is a dope record, one of the best records on there.
I
You
think they missed the window. I think the window was
But
missed.
that's
I
not
think
enough. But that's what I'm saying. Those two records are not enough. I'm sorry, Sean. Go ahead.
no. I was saying the same thing. I think it's not enough, but I think we also missed the window between Nas and Kanye. Nas was in a
yeah,
different space at that time. So was
yeah.
Kanye in a different
Yeah.
space.
Well, I see what you're saying too, Coop. But if you take the song on Royalty off Lost Tapes 2, produced by Hit Boy, and said Nas is going to make 6 albums with this guy,
Right.
that's not enough to think that they would have had the chemistry they had either. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you get lightning in a bottle and it can happen. So I get what you're saying, but that still doesn't negate the fact that it still could be produced.
Yeah.
Um,
That's fair.
but yeah, but speaking of Nas, relating it to Pusha and bringing it full circle, Magic is the only album I think since Daytona that brings the similar kind of feeling.
What do you mean when you mean similar kind of feeling, AG?
Uncut, raw, potent, short player. Every song is dope, classic, no skips. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Everything matters.
yeah, I don't think it's been an album like Daytona since, and I think Magic is the one that comes close that I would put up there with it.
Okay.
I mean, even though Alfredo's great and stuff, but I don't think Alfredo has the punch that Daytona has, if that makes sense.
I get what you're saying. There are moments on
Yeah,
days where you're just like, that's just ridiculous.
right.
It's like, yeah, it's like watching a figure skater win like a
Yeah,
triple.
especially
It's
for
like,
like one MC, one producer combo albums.
right.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, they kept on doing that shit and kept on sticking the landing even when they tried different shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree with that. On to another anniversary, guys, of a big album. The Marshall Mathers LP by Eminem is celebrating its 25th anniversary. It just did. Came out March 23rd, 2000. Tell me what you think about
May
the
23rd.
Mathers LP, and tell me if you feel like that not enough attention is actually being paid to the fact that this album is 25 years old in hip
That
Which
hop.
I'm
is
surprised by.
wow.
That
What'd you
I'm
say?
holy shit.
What'd you say?
No, sir, I'm surprised by that. I'm really surprised that it's not being
Oh, okay.
celebrated. Because this is a milestone. This is 25th
It
anniversary.
is. He
But
released the 25th edition project. I didn't tap in to see what was extra on the album, but
neither did I.
one thing about us, we all three are in agreement that Eminem show is his best work, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. There's an anniversary on that this week as well, though, like a 23rd or something like that anniversary.
I have to check. I'm not 100% sure. But
It was too.
but I do think for me, M has two classics. This being the second one, Eminem show being his best work.
Yeah.
Some people may question this classic status, but I do think this is a certified classic rap album. Love this album. The Slim Shady LP made me like, okay, this dude's cool. You know what I mean? Like, I can listen to his stuff, but this is the album that really made me take Eminem serious as a fan. and you know what I'm saying, and realized that he was a spitter for real, you know. So yeah, shout out to this album turning 25 years, man. It's and one of the biggest commercially selling albums of all time as well. So
it is. I'm gonna be honest, man. I mean, I don't want to come off as a hater or nothing like that.
you're already there, but go ahead.
I never gravitated to him like that. I never looked
It's the
at.
it's a content thing, right?
I think it's a content thing, but I've always felt like it was just, man, we just overstating or overrating him. And I could be wrong, but you know, my personal opinion, when this album came out, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't checking for this album when it first came out. It took me a couple of years to go back and like really listen to it and somewhat appreciate it. But in real time, I really wasn't checking for this album like that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I skimmed through it. I skimmed through it a little bit at that time, but I wasn't on that type of energy, man. You know, 25 years ago, that was what, 2000, right? I
Yeah.
wasn't on that. I'm gonna be honest with you. Today, I can tell you today, I appreciate the Marshall Mathers album more today than I did 25 years ago. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
20-year-old Sean was like, man, get this corny shit out of here. That's how I felt. Like, man, get this goofy. I didn't like the voice. I didn't like the concepts. I thought it was too goofy. I just didn't like it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm dead ass
No, I
honest.
mean, yeah, appreciate
Yeah.
the honesty. But when he did tap into his normal rap voice and like songs like Stan and The Way I Am and stuff like that, did that lend itself to, you know, take him more seriously as an MC at the time? Or you disregarded that as well with the other stuff? Because I think it can get lost, you know, in the shuffle with the rest of the stuff.
Like I told Cool, I think when I started listening to the joints that he had when he was rapping for his daughter, those are the ones I love the most.
Okay.
I love those the most. When he was telling stories and he was like really putting it out there, the things that he was dealing with and battling with, those are the ones that I appreciate the most. The gimmicky ones, like the singles that was on MTV, couldn't stand them.
I agree.
I'm like, oh, what is this? Because I didn't feel, because this album to me in the beginning, it didn't feel like a real true hip hop album. I felt like it was a blurred line because this was during the time when MTV was really blowing up.
The
And
pop height era.
hip hop,
TRL.
right?
Yeah.
TRL was big.
Yeah.
And I felt this album more fit that TRL aesthetic. You had Green Day that was all over the place. 9 Inch Nails were all over the place. I felt like this was in the middle of all of that. I didn't see this in the middle of a hip hop true centric album. I've always felt that this had a different blend, but that's just my opinion. My sights and thoughts, right or wrong.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
What you got, Coop?
I think this album is great. I always thought it was great. I think this album is an album for lyricists, actually. I think it's his first foray into what I would call hip hop lyricism because I don't think the Slim Shady LP is what I would call quote unquote traditional hip hop lyricism. I think on this album he steps into the foray and says it's like, oh no, like I can rap the way that you guys like think that I can't rap. That's why when certain people have told me over the years that it's like, well, he's rhyming off beat and stuff. It's like, no, he's rhyming off beat on the Slim Shady LP, actually, if you're talking about him rhyming on beat. The Marshall Mathers LP and the Eminem Show is him very much rhyming on beat and then pocketing cadence with pretty much anything you give him because he heard that that was some of the knock on him. And he's one of those guys that's competitively driven to be the best. And so you see the better parts of him in Stan and The Way I Am and even imitating Snoop on The Bitch Please too.
Right, that was great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was a great moment. It's like, so no, he's pretty damn great on that album. There is some truth to what Sean is saying. It's hard to relate to some of the stuff. And that's always going to be the case with him. And I think on the Marshall Mathers LP, he does his part of why the Marshall Mathers LP is his second best record is because he does a better job of masking those things that make us cringe that we can't relate to. He does a better job of it on the Eminem show because of the response to this community gave to some of the stuff on the Slim Shady and Marshall Mathers LP, if that makes
Bingo.
sense.
Bingo.
It does, and I like that you said that cringe when you hear certain stuff that you can't relate to. But even if you can't relate to it, certain stuff has to click, like dark humor. Like, you know what I'm saying? As Sean, I got dark humor a lot of times. You know, Sean knows. So
I'm sure.
so
AG, show's been going on for a year. Everybody knows.
Everybody
no,
knows.
they have no idea.
Everybody knows. It's not a secret. Like, who we are is live on camera. That's why I be telling people. It's like, oh no, too many motherfuckers know who I am at this point.
Yeah.
But if certain stuff clicks, it's kind of like what you said before about Biggie Coop about the evil genius. You know what I'm saying? When you tap into being an evil genius, like he was doing that on this album, and if that clicked with you and you got it, you're like, oh, this guy's really good. You know what I'm saying?
Correct. See, I like the evil genius stuff. I do. I like when DMX goes there. Like
a perfect example, like that had a lot of people who were Eminem fans going crazy. People talk about that Renegade verse, but really the Dead Wrong feature, if you wasn't an Eminem fan before that and you hear that, it clicked. And you're like, oh, okay, I see why people like this guy. You know?
You know who has evil genius to him and people don't even talk about it? Slick Rick.
He does.
He talks about a lot of stuff where it's just like think about it. He made literally a whole song about anal sex on the art of storytelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Davy Crockett.
Think about it. Indian Girl is about a girl having an STD and a guy literally opening up her vagina and seeing the STD existing inside of her vagina.
Yeah.
Rick is very detailed.
That's evil genius. Like Rick is evil too. Like a lot of these guys are more sinister than you think that they are. It's just they make it sound a certain way. Big is the same way. I know you sick of this lame brand nigga with.
Yeah. It just has to click with you. You know what I'm saying? If it don't click, you won't get it. You know, it's like a joke being over your head or something. You know what I mean?
Correct. Right. You got to tap into the evil genius, and the Marshall Mathers has some evil genius to it. I feel like he cleans up the evil genius better on the Eminem show, and so it's like instead of
more traditional,
saying, you know, fuck you, Debbie, it's I'm sorry, Mama, I never meant to hurt you. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He mastered it. He made it more catchy. He made it more digestible. And so Marshall Mathers LP, I feel like, although it's a classic, I feel like it's the precursor to his greatest piece of work because of everything that he studied, good or bad, about this album.
I can see that. And fellas, the Eminem show, it did release May 26, 2002. So it came in close proximity to this one, like 2 days separation for an anniversary. So that's
okay.
We'll give shout out to that album too. That's his best work. That's prime Eminem.
Well, shout
out Eminem show.
Well, shout out to the Eminem show, but this HipHopTalks, not the Eminem show. It wasn't on the docket. We'll talk about it some other time. Happy anniversary, motherfucker. All right. Next topic.
That was wild.
Hey.
We got order. Back to one of your favorites.
Huh?
Back to one of your favorites, Common.
B turned 20. 20. B20, 5/24, 2005.
Yeah.
AG, what did you think of the new tracks?
Overall, I was more hyped than what I should have been because I thought we were going to get like a lot of unreleased material. I did the corner remix with Scarface and Mos Def. I felt like I've been under a rock because I didn't know that was previously circulating. You know, somebody in our Discord. Have you heard it?
I've had it for years.
Okay, yeah. Somebody in Discord was like, "Yo, that's been out for a while." I had never heard it till this came out. So, but it was still dope nonetheless. But I think the biggest thing about the anniversary for all the MCs out there, you get all the instrumentals. You know what I'm saying? That was dope.
Sean?
Yeah, I agree with AG. I was more measured when I was thinking about the release and new songs and the instrumentals. I didn't think it was going to be that. I thought we was going to get a couple of more loosies than what we got. I see some of the joints that were on there. I'm glad didn't pop up on the original cut. This doesn't change anything for me on how I feel about the B album. The B album is still a classic. This doesn't change
Super classic.
This doesn't change anything at all. But I see why the songs that didn't make it, the couple that didn't make it, I see why it didn't make it. It didn't fit it. It just, and I'm glad it didn't fit it because it would have changed for me, it would have changed the feel for that album.
I still think they made the right call on the food. Even here in the studio version, which I haven't heard the studio version in years, I was like, they definitely made the right call for the live version.
LP Love's so cool. He was like, yo, that should have made it. I'm like, nah, LP.
Nah.
So cool shit made it.
Where would it have gone in the context of the album?
So cool. That's why I told LP he probably would have made the joint where he was like, what's the follow-up joint? When he was looking crazy.
Find It Forever.
Find It Forever. When he was looking crazy on the album cover. Like was spaced out on some 3-stack shit. Yeah, it would have made that, but that would have. LP thought it could have been.
Find It Forever ain't far from a classic either. If we keep it in 100, Find It Forever is very dope.
It's real close in my opinion, AG.
I said it's not far from a classic. That's about a 4.5 album to me.
Shit.
Sean, no.
Shit, like a 4. It's like a 4.
No, I'm with AG actually.
It's not that close to B. Find It Forever is not that close to B.
No, how about this? No. Okay, so like Water for Chocolate is close to B, but Finding Forever is close to like Water for Chocolate. Yes.
Where do you have Water for Chocolate? You give it a 4.5?
0.75.
Yeah, I would teeter on a 5, but yeah, I like 7.5. I like 7.5. But Find It Forever is a strong 4.5 for me.
Yeah.
It's his third best album.
It has a stretch of songs on there, Sean, where it's like it's as good as he's been. I heard a white man, yes, is a black maybe.
I feel like they were still in a zone coming off of B when they made that.
I feel like they were on tour and listening to more experimental styles. And Common just sounds better, much like Nas when he's just on his B-boy rap shit.
Yeah, very good album. But anyway, B itself, like not a skip on here really. I used to skip Go, but Go is still a great song, but it's not a skip on here, man.
AG with the Go hate the last couple of weeks has been wild.
Nah, I'm not hating it. It's just like in real time I used to skip it.
Yeah, I thought Go was a vibe, man.
It was a little too happy for me, but
it's very happy. You want to know what? This is what I mean. So, of all the rap classics, I think outside. How about this? Do you think B is better than Midnight Marauders by A Tribe Called Quest?
I don't think so.
Midnight.
I don't think so.
It's close.
Midnight Marauders, it means too much.
And I'm not even a big Tribe fan like that, full disclosure, but Midnight Marauders is like crazy good.
It's too heavy.
I get the edge to Tribe.
Yeah. That's a close one, though, cool.
I'm gonna drop a bomb on you. I'm gonna think it is. I think that it is, and I'm gonna tell you why. Less help. Kanye and Common really did put this album together and just get a couple beats from Dilla. They really did put this shit together. No. Like Tribe had a lot of like people around, like even like Large Professor is around, De La Soul is around, Jungle Brothers, like Native Tongues is around when Midnight Marauders is getting made. Like they had help. This shit
degree of difficulty.
That's what I'm saying. Like the albums are comparable, but the degree of difficulty, I would give the edge to Common and Kanye for that. And I would tell you that this album sounds more timeless in terms of the replayability 20 years later. Like Midnight Marauders in 2013 does not sound his classic and as crisp and as fresh as B sounds.
Yeah, in 2025, I'd rather listen to B 10 out of 10 times. I will give you that. But as far as the degree of difficulty with it just being Kanye and Common, what I will say to that, sometimes that's better because when you got a lot of people in the kitchen, it's hard to come out with a cohesive, like, classic project.
Like, you can tell that Kanye hunkered down and is like, no, I'm making this project for Common.
For Chicago, they had Chicago on the line.
Oh, a lot.
Well, I mean, making a rap album for Common in the early 2000s is Chicago being on the line. That's all that's on the line.
Well, coming off of Electric Circus, yeah, it was a lot riding on that.
I mean, when you couple that in,
all right, I got a question. I got a question for y'all.
And you got to keep in mind that Tribe didn't have no pressure because,
right.
And I say this respectfully, well, they had just got done making an album that for most people was one of the 5 best rap albums ever made at the time that it got made. They just got doing that. So if nothing else ever happened, like at the time that the Low End Theory came out, it was a conversation about it was one of the 5 best rap albums people had ever heard.
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so. It was an easy top 10. It's a top 10 rap album, not my opinion, but it was definitely a top 10 rap album then. You get what I'm saying? And so it's like, yeah, the degree of difficulty is totally different. Because like Water for Chocolate, as great as it is, it's not Low End Theory level. Right. And Common's place, Common's whole legacy and trajectory changed because of B.
It did, because he was a fringe rapper by this time. They were having different conversations about Common.
He was a fringe all-time great rapper. He was a really good rapper.
Yes.
I got a question for y'all. I want y'all to rank these 3 comeback albums, if you will. Coming off Nostradamus, Nas with Stillmatic. Coming off Electric Circus, Common with B, or coming off Walking with a Panther, LL with Mama Said Knock You Out.
Damn, that's a good one, AG.
Ranking those comebacks.
Taking B.
Yeah. I'm taking Stillmatic, B, then Panther. In that order. Stakes were higher for Stillmatic. If Stillmatic wasn't good or great, it changed everything for Nas. Changed everything.
I think Nas is still around, though. I don't know if Common is still around without that Be Finding Forever run. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Common was getting cooked.
He was getting cooked, but Common and Nas in 2 totally different lanes. You're talking about legacy. You're talking about legacy.
Yeah. See, here's what I'm saying. Like, if Nas doesn't make Stillmatic, I think Nas still has the trajectory to be considered a top 10 MC and one of the greatest MCs of all time. If Common doesn't make B, guys, it might be over.
So what y'all are saying, y'all have difference of opinion. Y'all saying it's between Common with B and Nas for Stillmatic, but y'all both agree that Mama Said Knock You Out by LL is 3rd, regardless.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because LL had a foundation.
Yeah.
He could have.
And LL was actually the man.
Right. The margin for error for LL was a little bit wider, right? The margin for error for Common and Nas was very low. Like, it was short because, again, you got Jay right there, fellas. Like, Stillmatic is so important that it changed the trajectory of a lot of things. It changed even the trajectory for Jay at that point. Because Jay was unanimous. If Stillmatic didn't hit, if it wasn't followed up right, Jay was unanimous.
It'd be a lot.
It's a lot. You have no argument.
Mm-hmm.
You had no argument. You needed Stillmatic. You needed Ether. You needed all.
Yeah, I can't imagine a world like what it would have been like if Jay got Nas and Prodigy out of here at the same time. That would be crazy.
Yo, Curtis said I was 9 years old in '89. So look, you can disqualify me if you need to, but
he said LL's the one.
Yeah. No, he's not. I don't think he's wrong. I really don't think he's wrong because there were talks about LL. A lot of talks about LL. I heard it. My uncles, my OGs are telling me about LL. So I understand it. I get it. I'm just saying for like the golden LL, as great as LL was, and still is, he's one of them. He's still one of the GOATs, regardless. He's on that Mount Rushmore. People were talking about this Nas and Jay. Hell, it's 20 plus years later, we're still talking about it. We're talking about right now. How important it was.
Okay,
They
here's the thing. Here's the thing,
I
Sean.
agree with both of
Okay,
y'all's points. It could go
okay,
either way.
okay. Here's
he
the thing about it, Sean. Common doesn't have Illmatic. It was written.
doesn't.
He doesn't have that. So because he doesn't have that, that's what I mean. Nas's legacy. It's like, okay, so let's look at it like this. Let's say Jay just obliterates him the way. Like, let's say
Mhm.
Jay gets the. Let's say what Jay does to Prodigy, he does to Nas.
Mhm. Mhm.
That doesn't
So you-
change Illmatic, and it was written.
But to Sean's point, Coop, I think that's what he's saying is part of the problem because it's a farther fall from grace than what Common's fall would be.
you just named
Having the Illmatic is part of the problem. It's a
right.
further fall from grace.
And cool. Remember, people were shitting on it was written as well.
Oh no, trust me, I remember very well. Those
Come
people
on,
are crazy.
it's
Those people are
crazy,
crazy. Those are the people that need their ass whooped. But
crazy.
yeah, it's still the craziest shit I've ever seen in rap history. But what I'm saying is that for most people, okay, so how about this, guys? Where do you have Common all time?
He would fall in my top 25.
Yeah, I got to be 20. I got in my top 20, 25.
Pushing 20, but
Okay,
25 is a safe
okay. Think
answer.
about where he would be if B didn't exist now.
You got a good point.
That's a great
No,
point.
he ain't cracking that stuff.
That's my
That's a
point.
great point.
If Nas loses this battle to Jay, like I'm not joking when I say this. If Common doesn't make B, we probably have Common back another 20 slots, guys.
But let me ask you this, cool. Because of that,
Like
was he? Was he?
Nas goes from number 1 to like number 8. Like Common goes from like
Yeah.
23 to like 45.
But,
Like
but cool. What was the expectations for Common? There weren't. We didn't have hip hop. Didn't
They
have.
weren't as lofty.
They weren't as long. Nas came into the game as the golden
not not
child.
not as lofty, but did make unsigned hype in the source.
He did.
He
But
did.
you
When
just said he didn't have
when
an illmatic.
when
He didn't have high expectations.
I don't
Not
know.
like that. Not like that.
Okay.
All right, to me, it looks like this. What you're arguing with common, it would be like a team that's expected to make the playoffs, not making the playoffs at all, versus Nas, a team expected to win the championship, not winning the championship. There's levels to it. You know what I'm
Because
saying?
in
It's
no
how about
circle.
this? How about
Mhm,
this? When you have somebody like a Nas
mhm,
that's looked at like a number 1 draft pick,
mhm.
they end up having a Hall of Fame career. Like, how about this? It's the 84 draft. It's like, no, Common is like John Stockton. He's the 16th pick.
I see what
Nobody
you're
knew
saying.
he was about to be the all-time steals and assists leader. Like, no, Mike
Mhm.
was the 3rd pick. He was the player of the year out of college. Bobby Knight ran the basketball team and was like, draft Michael Jordan, play him at center. He
You're
said that in
you're
1980.
saying Common's like Stockton, but Nas is like Pat Ewing.
Yeah, or Olajuwon, like closer. It's like, oh
Well,
no.
Olajuwon got rings, Pat don't. Like in the event that if Nas didn't, what I'm saying, make a Stillmatic
See, but this
or
is what I mean.
DJ.
No, he's like Olajuwon, but that's what I'm saying. Like, no, not Illmatic, and it was written to rings.
Oh,
That's
okay, I see what you're saying now. I got
he
you.
got
I
a
got
ring.
you.
That's what I
Okay.
mean. Like, no, he's Olajuwon. It's like, oh no, this is a rare and phenomenal talent that's not going to come along too often. Might end up being the best player of his generation, number 1 pick in the draft, as opposed
And
to this
Olajuwon is still in top 10 talks. I got
still
you.
top 10 in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still top 10 in my opinion because he plays defense. People keep forgetting about the defensive side of the ball because he's the best defensive player ever. But that's how I kind of like look at things in terms of like this relationship. It's like, no. Common didn't have no championship rings really before B. Like Water for Chocolate is one of those cult classics. People look like the fact that people even think that like Black Star's first album, like Water for Chocolate, was conversational around the time. You know what I'm saying? It's like Water for Chocolate is far superior.
B
But it was
did give
conversation.
B did give him another level of notoriety. It did. It sure
And you
did.
have to understand this. Common came around in a time where it's like, well, if you didn't come from New York, and if your name was not Snoop Dogg or Ice Cube or Dr. Dre, feel what
Right.
I'm saying? Well, it wasn't about the shake for you to really be like that dude anyway. Think about the time that he's coming around. He's coming around literally 91, 92, 93, 94. That's Tribe peak. That's Cube peak. That's Pac coming up. Big coming up. Wu coming up. Nas coming up. Outkast coming. Like where Com gonna get from Chicago? Like, come on, like we got to be realistic too.
Right, but see, and I think that goes back to the Nas thing because the stakes are higher. I got to go where the stakes are higher. If my direct competition, which is Jay, is shitting on me right now, if I mess this up and he takes pole position at this point, I can't regain that. What's the conversation anymore? There's no more conversation to be had because I was always told I was the one. I was the next one up.
Oh, you feel like stakes are higher. You feel like stakes are higher.
The stakes are higher because even when you have the giants walking the earth, and I'm talking about the Bigs, the Pacs, all of these guys, I was right there beside them. It wasn't Jay. It wasn't nobody else. It was Big, Pac, Nas. I was amongst those giants, those heavyweights in hip hop because the torch was still passed to me. The torch was passed to me from the forefathers. ROC co-signed me. King co-signed me. G-Rap co-signed me. I was the one. Then I dropped one of the most pivotal hip hop albums of all time. I changed the trajectory of hip hop. Now you're rhyming like me. Now you're being more thoughtful in how you write rhymes. I'm the golden child. If this guy who came in and kind of forced his way in, pause into the game and said, who's the best MCs, Biggie, Jay-Z, or Nas? And now he's doing this, he's getting numbers, he's getting all of these things, that he calling me out. I can't let this guy beat me. I can't let this guy leapfrog me. Because this guy, my peer, was his mentor, Big. He's Big's little man. He's Big's little man. I can't let Big's little man, who Big is my peer. Well, I said before. Now I was like, yo, I wasn't motivated. Pac and Big died. That was my those were my peers. They didn't look at Jay as a peer. Even when Reasonable Doubt came out, we were talking about Ray and Cuban Link. You know what I mean? We were still talking about Ray and Cuban Link. It was written, stumped all over Reasonable Doubt when it came out. You did?
Whoa. I mean, they both classics. Don't say it's stumped on it now.
And we talking about nimbus and recognition and all of those things.
What Jay said, that's your passion talking. I get you was cooking up until that point.
But it stepped all over that. When Jay caught fire, he caught fire. He was on fire. And you couldn't deny Jay. I couldn't deny Jay. When the takeover came out, I'm like, yo, Brooklyn, stand up. You know what I mean? What can you say? So cool, I agree with you. I do think that Common needed B as much as anything. But when you're talking about the weight and you're talking about the stakes at hand, Stillmatic had to be Stillmatic. Had to be.
Man, both of y'all just made excellent points for each case.
We'll have to agree to disagree and table the conversation for another day. But I think
that's
you
a good one,
excellent points. But you made some excellent points, Sean. I will say that.
Thank you, sir.
Let's go to our next segment, which is going to be our top 5 intros of all time. First of all, I want to tell both of y'all, kiss my ass for picking this up. This is
that's Sean. Blame Sean for this one.
No. The more I started to actually dig into this topic, I said to myself, first of all, this is about to be impossible. This is a horrific idea. It opens up so many Pandora's boxes. First of all, what's a fucking intro? It's the first thing. What is the intro to an album is a problem. Is it a song that actually has intro attached to it? Is it the first song? If the first song is the second record that gets played on the album, does it constitute an intro? I don't know what type of nefarious games you've been playing while you've been flying the friendly skies of Delta. I know the social media man. I'm gonna talk about you to Delta social media manager. We're gonna put your face up on a motherfucking digital poster. If you see this nigga, do not let him in the club. Do not let him on the club. He is acting. He is online and on YouTube acting and behaving as a terrorist.
You better
the end. Period. Point blank. This is awful. And with that being said, Sean, go ahead and explain yourself, please.
It was really AG's doing. I don't know how I got
don't do that.
You have thrown AG under the bus Like
No,
he
I
is
had the
a
same questions that
dog
Coop
in every
had because
section.
I told you
Crazy.
that I don't count song like if it's a song that's played before that, whether it's a skit, like say for instance the message. I don't count that as an intro. I don't count New York State of Mind as an intro because they're the second tracks on the album.
Correct.
So
Correct.
that's what makes this like tough. It all depends on what the definition is. So
Like what?
me and Sean had the same conversation, and yeah,
So what kicks off the actual song?
So we have
The first few
determined that
years of
it's
hip
Sean's fault, though. We've determined that.
everything is Sean's fault.
hop.
Okay,
No.
just want to be clear.
So
Just want to be
they
clear. But
for intro, the intro is like no skit, nothing, no skit, just straight like the Dynasty joint.
okay,
Right?
but that's an intro. That's not a song. So are we talking about first song or intro, or are we mashing them up? Here's what I'm saying. How about this? This is how serious the nuance is.
Mm-hmm.
What Up Gangsta and Get Rich or Die Trying is the first song, but there is an intro, and the intro is a coin flip.
I don't count that.
No. It still counts as an intro because it says one intro.
No. The What Up Gangsta is track 2.
Correct. So it
Yeah,
doesn't count as an intro, does it?
not to me. It doesn't.
It's very problematic in these streets. Look at what you've done, Sean. It's
Well,
nefarious.
See,
let me give you my top 5, and we'll go
We,
from there. No
we need
particular
to.
order. Just see what it did.
Can we ban Sean from topics for
this,
2 weeks
this
as
is
like
not
a
me.
punishment?
This is AG.
No, it's not.
It's not.
The fact that you all
You
can't
came up
fly
with this
together,
one.
I did.
man.
Yes. All
Oh,
right.
We better not.
So
We better
so
not
we
ever
just got
catch
through
it.
talking about
We better
Stillmatic
not
and
ever
B.
catch a fed case because you niggas don't know how to stay on the same page. Okay, they separate us. It's all over.
Listen,
They
listen.
separate us. It's over. Get on the same page.
We just talked about Stillmatic and B. That's 2 of my top 5 intros. Stillmatic intro, B intro, no particular order. I got Dynasty intro in my top 5. I got DMX's intro in my top 5, and to round out my top 5, I got Ambitions as a Rider. That's my 5.
Glad you brought that up. So, what I realized is that well, most of your great rap albums actually don't have a great intro or first song. Like a lot of them don't. Like it's like
That the
50
gang thing.
Yeah, the best records tend to gain steam. Like, of course, some obvious omissions. New York State of Mind obviously can't make it. What Up Gangsta can't make it. Um, but here are some of the ones that can make it. I'm with you on, and here's what I did. I made an intro list, as in songs that actually have the title intro in them. They start off an album, and then I made a first song list. And so I have two lists
Coop zooted, man.
because I didn't know what the fuck you niggas was doing. Okay,
Yeah.
crazy. And you're right.
You can.
I've been on one all day. I told you I've been partying like it's 1999. I told you my
did.
daughter graduated. I told you I was free. I'm gonna let freedom ring. Okay. I've been every place in Buckhead and Midtown. I've been banned from a couple places again. There's no need to talk about the things that have occurred. There's
I'm
definitely a
surprised.
promoter. There's a promoter.
Coop
There's
like
definitely
Halliburton's dad. He's
there's
free, man.
definitely there's definitely a promoter in Buckhead that's getting the shit slapped out of them real soon. There's no need for you to worry about that.
That is crazy.
No. It's crazy what he tried to do and tried to test my gangster, but it's okay. I'm gonna shake the shit out of his little ass next time I see him. It's okay. It's okay. I hate raising other people's punk ass kids, but since I just got done raising mine, I got some free time on my hands. Now my top 5 intros: Stillmatic intro, It's Dark and Hell is Hot intro, the B intro, the Dynasty intro. Got a 5th intro for you that you wasn't ready for. G Funk intro off Doggy Style.
Man, that's a good intro.
That's a good one.
Yeah. G Funk
Dreams
intro.
and Nightmares should be up there too. I forgot about Dreams and Nightmares.
Okay.
Meek's going to a crazy.
Okay. His career is a dream and a nightmare. All right. Top 5.
Yo, man. This is the last subject, man. We need to do a part 2 to finish everything else off. Coop is crazy. That's a good picks, though.
So I'm with you, AG, on Ambitions as a writer. So for as far as leadoff songs, I have Ambitions as a writer at number 1. I have You Know My Steez off Moment of Truth as number 2.
It's a good one.
I have the Mob from Lil Wayne's The Carter 2 at number 3.
Stuff.
That's a good one.
I have Excursions from the Low End Theory at number 4.
Okay.
And then I'm stuck between a myriad of songs, and you all tell me what you think. Liquid Swords, Iron Maiden, Bring the Ruckus, The Nigga Experience from Goody Mob's second album Still Standing, and Bomb First, my second reply from Machiavelli.
Ooh, I forgot about Bomb First.
You forgot about Bomb First, didn't you?
I didn't.
Yay.
I didn't.
West Coast Rider coming.
You got me on Liquid Swords. I had picked Liquid Swords.
Should have never fucked with me.
Bring the Ruckus has to be on there. Yeah.
Bring the Ruckus is what I thought.
Yeah. The Ruckus is tough. I got Liquid Swords on mine though. I have Liquid Swords.
You got Liquid Swords?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that intro to Liquid Swords. It's the intro and the record. It might be the best
Listen,
combo.
That made me buy the movie.
It might be the best combo intro ever in terms
of
extra intro
be.
and going into a song.
It might be.
That made me buy the movie. Like I digging in the crates to find Shogun Assassin. It took me forever to find that movie.
Yeah.
When I was little.
That's a good one, Cool. You kind of got me on that one because I had Iron Maiden on mine as well. I love Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden's still one of my favorite Wu records, and I still
Iron Maiden set such a tone on that album. Oh my goodness.
Iron Maiden.
That's a good pickup, Cool. I went with Speechless as one of mine.
Speechless. In the modern era, Speechless might be one of the best.
It might be. It might be.
Definitely.
Stillmatic intro was a gimme. That don't shock anyone. I also got Jeezy Thug Motivation 101.
Ooh, nice pull.
Shout out to Love.
The way that one started off. And I also had Started Your Ending by Mobb Deep.
Started Your Ending is good.
Yeah. That was on my possible list. I almost pulled Starting Your Ending. I love that beat. That's one of my favorite Havoc beats.
It is.
But the only reason why I wouldn't put Started Your Ending on there is because I feel like once you get to Survival of the Fittest is a level up. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like.
But I think you got to get Started Your Ending before you get to that though.
You know, the problem.
It's a building.
The problem with Start of Your Ending is the 3 records that follow it, but that's also some of the best New York hip hop ever made.
Correct.
Some of the hip hop ever made.
I think Start of Your Ending had to pull you in so you can ramp up.
How about this? I think that's more about a style thing because you want to know what it is. Start of Your Ending is a beat that's really perfect for Prodigy.
It is.
It
is.
Yo, it's the P E double push the Lex bubble in the winter. You know what I mean? Like no. The beat drop on there and shit and the little ting ting.
Yeah.
No, that's all perfect for P. So I think that was more of a setup for like Prodigy to like really shine because the next 3 records are the thing. And like I said, the next 3 records are 3 of the best hip hop records you'll just find. Like period.
Absolutely. Because guys, remember back then when they were putting together these albums, they didn't start off with the big punch. That first record was a tone setter.
Just buy-in.
Your ending was a tone setter.
No,
that was a straight tone setter.
No. I like the pick though. I like the pick.
And it picks up. It picks up quick. Knowing that second song
Vicious.
In those albums we used to love back then, knowing that second song was the one. Even if you go back to Cuban Links, that second song was the one.
They hit you in the mouth. Yeah.
Go to It Was Written. Second song. We here.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm cool. You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm here. I'm up.
You meditating about it, dude, man. Leave that, man. Leave them people alone in Atlanta, man. I don't have to come to Atlanta, man, and shut it down, man.
I told you, man, the party. I've been like on a 2-day hiatus after graduation. You know, I'm taking a little bit of medication as well to make me feel better.
Oh shit! We gotta go. We gotta go.
No. We're not going anywhere. We got lists to discuss. We have not settled this Brooklyn Queen shit at all, nigga.
Okay. J. Rue first. The anniversary.
So because we added that, right? We added that to the Brooklyn list, right?
Well, I was just saying that the anniversary of the album was this week.
Well, the anniversary of the album being this week, I think is what prompted us to ask, did we actually miss something with Come Clean not making the list? Even
Right.
though I did bring up Come Clean and it was
You
shot
did.
by some
You
people.
did.
I'm not.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
You did. But Sean, when we put together the track list and tried to order it, Sean seemed to think that Treat 'Em Right didn't fit as well within the track list with the other records, and felt like it could be replaced with Come Clean. Excuse me.
I just didn't like shooting. I didn't like shooting right on there, man.
It kind of felt like you just got thrown under the bus right there. Like, did you feel did you feel the bus? Did you feel the bus run over
I'll tell you
you?
that.
He been throwing me under the bus, me and all of West Virginia under the bus the whole show.
That was last week.
Y'all
That
asking
was
me if
last week.
I'm okay. Hold on. Y'all asking me if I'm okay. Are y'all okay? You niggas have been. I'm surprised you niggas are alive. Y'all have been throwing each other under the bus.
Bro, this dude been coming at me calls all week. Like, I texted the dude down, like, yo, man, what I do to you? Like, all week.
That is his cap. This is honest to God truth.
I'm like, bro, all week. Like, what did I do?
I apologize. I have been a jerk. I have been a jerk this week.
All week, man.
Mostly, who have you been hanging around?
Right. No, but
so,
I didn't think that that Shell Rock would fit this for Brooklyn, to be quite honest. I just felt like
cool. I'm cool if we take something off, but I do feel like Come Clean is like super important because there was a time where I think it was like in discussion as DJ Premier's best beat.
Yeah.
I mean, and Chubb Rocks is still represented on the playlist. So I mean, if we get rid of Treat 'Em Right, he's still good. He's still on here.
Yeah. So we're gonna go.
So Come Clean, and then it was another one in question too, Sean. You said that because I had suggested "Time's Up" by OC.
Mm-hmm.
You think that belongs over Fab?
Yeah.
What about you, Coop? We got Keeping It Gangsta on here, which is more recent, I guess you could say, or Time's Up by OC. What do you think is more representative of Brooklyn?
Time's Up is special, man. When you're thinking about that Brooklyn aesthetic.
Okay, so I just want to let you know that like for the last 2 minutes, I haven't been able to hear a thing, and I've just been sitting here waiting for the connection to pick back up. It's been raining in Georgia for like 3 days. I did a whole show with Andrew. I did a whole show with Andrew. Like no. Everybody thinks I'm just like fucked up and faded. It's like no, I can't hear shit. Like it's raining right now. AG is just reading on camera. Like AG is reading on camera. I'm trying to be engaged and act like I can hear what the fuck is going on. It's raining in Georgia.
Oh my goodness, man.
I missed all of that. I missed the whole list. I missed everything. I was just sitting up here nodding.
All right. So I can't believe I'll repeat myself. So the question was, would Time's Up by OC be better to replace Keeping It Gangsta by Fab?
I like Keeping It Gangsta better, obviously. Actually. Like me personally.
As a better representative for Brooklyn?
I mean, it can't all be 91, 92, 93, 94 Brooklyn go. Like,
I'm with that. So y'all want to hear what we got so far?
Yeah. Now that I can actually hear.
All right, so here's the 15 that we got since we substituted Come Clean. We got Brooklyn Zoo, Brooklyn's Finest, Annie Up, I Got It Made, I Got You Open, Top Billin', Who Shot You, Come Clean, Ain't No Half Steppin', BK Anthem, Where I'm From, Put Your Lighters Up, Keeping It Gangsta, Players Anthem, and Crooklyn Dodgers.
Crooklyn Dodgers is dope. Yeah, I like that list.
I think that's a pretty good list.
Okay. So Moving on to Queens, right? We're gonna put the finishing touches on this. Is a couple things. All right, so Thun and Kiko, we making these playlists um for the people. Once we get them finished, Thun and Kiko is not on streaming, so by default it'll get cut.
It's terrible. I
Yeah,
feel like that song is kind of like instrumental to the sound.
and by rules, if we keep in the same rules intact, we had chose Award Tour as representative for Tribe, but True
was
will,
on there,
yep,
so
can't
we
have
can't.
Award Tour.
Yep, I thought about that over the weekend. Yep.
What is it?
So what do we replace Award Tour with? Do we replace it with like Check the Rhyme or Can I Kick It?
For me, Check the Rhyme would be the one because that was the one that I had picked before Award Tour.
All right.
I can
You
see
okay
check.
with that, Sean?
I can see check the rhyme. Yeah, I think Award Tour is more universal. Can I kick it is more universal.
All right.
Yeah.
So
So
since
it's a
we had to take
relaxation.
Yep.
we had to take Thun and Kiko off, what do you say for the track Thun by Nas? Yeah.
But
No.
Dunn is just so that's two Queens. That's straight Queensbridge.
Okay. So
Specific Queensbridge.
Okay.
No one in Queens say Thun but Queensbridge.
Okay, that's fair. So we talked some other Nas records before we got off air a couple shows ago. A couple buy-ins we had was It Ain't Hard to Tell, Represent. And then Coop had also mentioned The Realist off Murder Music, and he was lobbying hard for Rock the Bells or Jingling Baby.
Yeah. You need some
On
old school.
Rock the Bell shirt.
Like, how about this? How can we have Ain't No Half Stepping for Brooklyn, but not have like Jingling Baby or Rock the Bells for Queens?
I think we need one of those. I think one of those.
I think Rock the Bells would be the one.
I'm cool with Rock the Bells or Jingling Baby, however you want to flow with Uncle L.
I would go more Jiggling Baby. I think
I'm outvoted.
I think Rock the Bells is more New York centric than it is Queens centric.
The reason why I picked Rock the Bells because sonically, like for the same reasons you wanted to take Treat 'Em Right Off, I think Jingling Baby would have that same aesthetic on here.
Do we have a Roundaway Girl on there?
No.
I think Jingling Baby and Rock the Bells clear that.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. So Jingling Baby it is. I was outvoted 2-1. So we'll put that on there. What about It Ain't Hard to Tell or Represent? To me, I'm not from New York, but to me, Represent sounds more Queens than It Ain't Hard to Tell.
Represent sounds more QB.
It's Coop froze.
Everything they're saying they represent is QB. Even in the background, you're done. All of that, all of those ad libs, it's QB. I think Coop froze. Froze like
QB is Queens. You know what I'm saying? As much as like
it's not a QB list though. This is
I know, but as much as we got sucker MCs in here, that's Hollis. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it represents Queens. Represents Queens as a whole. Represent doesn't really represent Queens as a whole. We're talking about like the sound of the barrel, not the sound of a hood or a neighborhood.
So you think It Ain't Hard to Tell is more representative, no pun intended, more representative of Queens than Represent?
Yeah, because even I was just about to say what LP just posted. Even Around the Way Girl is more of a Queens record than anything else. It Ain't Hard to Tell is more Queens as well because it represents. When I hear it, I'm thinking about those. I'm thinking about what it meant to Queens as a whole,
okay,
not isolated. Because even when I think about Around the Way Girl wasn't just about LL and Hollis. that was a Queens record. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Everything, even the rhymes, the beat, all of that was all about Queens.
Okay. So if we put It Ain't Hard to Tell, then we got one more spot left on the Queens list. I know Coop brought up The Realest with Cool G Rap, also a Queens representative on there.
Do we have any
But
representation for Lost Boys on here?
I
yeah,
thought
G Flex, Coop, and Benz.
Yeah, G Flex Kuma's. Yeah, I'm about to say that was one of the early picks.
Okay, cool.
Just not for nothing. Survival of the Fittest is the only mob record we got.
I would argue for Give Up the Goods all the time. All the time. Till the end of time.
Oh no, I'm sorry. That's my mistake. We do have Give Up the Goods. Sorry. That's my bad.
Never mind. I'm back out. I'm not arguing for anything anymore.
Yeah, Kenny Mac, we got Lex Beamer and Benz.
You want to hear what we got so far?
Yeah, please.
It would be nice. Another power outage. Nothing big. No big deal.
All right. Many Men, Survival of the Fittest, G Flex, Coops and Benz, Body in the Trunk, It Ain't Hard to Tell, Fast Life, Memory Lane, Check the Rhyme, Sucker MCs, TONY, I Shot Ya, the regular version, not the remix. Give Up the Goods, Simon Says.
Hold on. Back up. We picking an Uncle L record and we picking I Shot Ya, the regular version?
We had a whole 5-minute discussion about this like 2 shows ago.
I don't remember that either. I was partying.
You was part of that. You was like the catalyst to that. You was like, yeah. You actually wax poetic about that. Yeah.
Actually, I did do that. That's fucking.
You did, yeah.
I take that all back. I take that all back.
That's a great conversation.
No, I take that all back. I take that all back. I take all that back. No, I'll take all that back. That's crazy.
Kids don't do drugs. And we got Jingling Baby.
It doesn't sound good next to all those records. Yeah. It doesn't sound big enough next to all those records. Hold on. Go run it back down again. Tell me it sounds big enough to stand.
What didn't sound good enough? I Shot Ya?
Yeah.
No, I think I Shot Ya sounds very Queens just as much as Who Shot Ya sound Brooklyn.
No. This is what I mean. There are a lot of people like, how about this? You got to look at it like you would be introducing this to somebody that maybe not as familiar.
I got Andrew in the back cracking up, man. Coop. Let's finish this thing up, man. Coop got to get some rest, man.
We need
like a week.
Andrew in the back cracking up, man.
we need one more Queens joint. Again.
I really do feel that Around the Way Girl should be on there. I really do. That is,
Jingling Baby and Around the Way Girl.
I mean,
I think The Realest with Cool G Rap, because Cool G Rap doesn't have any representation on here, does he?
He has Fast Life.
Fast Life. Give me The Realest then. Like, I mean, because you're telling me L's getting 3 whole songs, and Cool G Rap is just getting.
I'm with Coop on this, man, because The Realest is my favorite song on Murder Music, so I can't,
It's very.
I'm biased.
I mean, how about this? Like the Cool G Rap Prodigy pairing on The Realest is like just as good as any Nas and Prodigy pairing. It really is.
You don't think that song sounds Queens, Sean? Sound like Queens?
It sounds. Not in comparison, you're talking about like Around the Way Girl, man. That song meant so much to Queens as a whole.
But what are you arguing Around the Way Girl for? Like an extra LL song or instead of Jingling Baby?
I will put it over. It'll be number 1. It'll be 1. Jingling Baby would be 2.
Okay. So
Around the Way Girl was so massive, man, in Queens. Jingling
all
Baby.
Right, so take off Jingling Baby, and even if we replace it with Around the Way Girl, then we still need one more record. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Right.
So The Realest. So The Realest.
That's why you see. Yeah.
So The Realest.
Even the video for Around the Way Girl feels like Queens. Yeah, that's fair.
That's what it is. Yeah.
But we still need a record, right? So The Realest.
Right.
We can go to Realist. Doom, 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 doom.
I mean, Sean, is there something about that record you don't like? Because me,
I know he like half-ass said. I mean, we can go to Realist.
No, I love it. I love that record. I love that record. Straight up.
All right, what's holding it back?
It just sounds like an overall New York song. It doesn't isolate me to Queens. It really doesn't. And you know how I feel about You know how I feel about Cool G Rap. Corona stand up.
Oh, you said did you say Watch Out Now? Was that you last week, Sean?
Yeah. I would put Watch Out Now over the realist, just from a Queen's perspective.
Yeah, because I had that in my notes. I looked over that.
I get what y'all saying. You guys, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. I'm just saying from a borough, like an overall borough appeal, where it transcended through the borough and not just silos. Queens is big. Queens is huge.
Okay.
Coop, what are your thoughts on Watch Out Now?
I think I'd rather listen to the realist because it takes me to the part of Queens that stomps a nigga out with a Timberland and then hits him with an ice pick.
But that's what they do. That's what Watch Out Now does. They're from the same hood. They're from both from Corona.
Why don't we put that one polled in the chat?
Okay. I like Cool G Rap's ice pick.
What we put in the chat?
It's crazy. I feel like a hostage. These people are terrorists.
Everybody
All right, just for a refresher, we got Many Men, Survival of the Fittest, Jeeps, Coops, Jeeps, Lex Coops, Benz, Beamers, all that. Body in the trunk of the Jeeps, Lex Coupe. We got It Ain't Hard to Tell, Fast Life, Memory Lane, Check the Rhyme, Sucker MCs, TOMY, I Shot Ya, the regular version, Give Up the Goods, Simon Says, and Around the Way Girl.
It's pretty strong.
I don't know. I just feel like we're missing something. I just don't know what it is.
I think that's
How do y'all feel about It's Mine?
No, it's not enough.
Nah, Queens.
It's not enough. It's not enough.
G.O.D.
Maybe. Ooh, maybe Hell on Earth by Mobb Deep. What do you think about Hell on Earth by Mobb Deep? No? How about this? You want to know? I'm just not as... there's so many records on the War Report that I love more than TONY. I just have a problem like with that record, like being on there.
TONY got to be there. I'm sorry, Coop.
TONY.
But what is it? What is the song about? It's top of New York. I thought this was a Queens list. TONY, Invade NY, Multiply.
They were saying that from perspective of Queens is on top of New York.
Coop, we had the same conversation as well too.
I know. I remember this conversation.
You agree with us?
I didn't agree. I didn't like it then. I still like Driver's Seat more. Still like Bloody Money more.
Driver's Seat is my favorite song on the record.
Parole Violators, Illegal Life. Give me all of those records.
TONY is the one. We did a poll on it too, I believe. We did a poll on it, I believe.
It literally said Queens is on top of New York.
Yeah.
You probably did. I can neither confirm nor deny that this happened, okay?
Where's LP?
I neither confirm
Did you put the poll in the chat?
No, there's no need to poll the chat. I just don't like the record like
no,
that.
Not about TONY, about Watch Out Now versus the realist.
Yeah, that. I mean, if you want to do that, Watch Out Now is pretty dope, though.
It is strong record.
It's a strong record. I just don't think it's the realest because that's prime. That's the end of P's prime and the end of Cool G Rap's prime. Like kind of like, you know what I'm saying?
What's the poll say, Sean?
I'm doing it right now.
Why are you late doing it? Like,
because people because I'm looking at people from Queens who actually typing it saying Watch Out Now. I'm going to more so ride with Queens brethren before I ride with non-Queens brethren. What do you mean? What do you mean by playing in late? What are you talking
supposed
about?
To type it in 5 minutes ago.
So I'm going to listen to AG from West Virginia or LP from Queens. Which I want to listen to.
Yes, nigga, yes.
No.
Well, technically, you're doing the show with AG from West Virginia.
You got a point. Oh. I apologize, AG.
Yeah. I got the whole state on my back.
You're right.
Plus, LP has been making marijuana jokes when there need to be medication jokes. This is a medication thing, not a marijuana thing.
Yo, LP
marijuana is medication in a lot of cases. Medicinal purposes.
Medication. I told you I took the pain thing with the Yeah, that was a mistake.
LP is a dirtbag. You're right.
That was a mistake. No, LP knows.
That
He's from Queens. He's from Queens.
You're right.
We'll
I
go with
apologize, LP.
There's no need to
Speaking
do
of
that.
throwing under the bus, you've been throwing LP under the bus the whole time.
He deserved it.
First of all,
deserved it all.
Sean,
He deserved it
Sean
all.
has been throwing everybody under the bus since like established in 1980. Throwing people under the bus. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? This nigga got an
Yo,
insignia. Okay, he's got a
the
brand, and
chat,
he's got a bus stamp like that. He stamped like when he throw people under, he writes that shit off on his taxes. You're
yo,
like, oh,
man,
look, cost me
chill, man.
$1,100. Throw this nigga under the bus. Stamp. Write that off.
The chat picked the realest, but they don't know what they're talking about. Oh,
People are spoken.
What was the vote?
it was like it only had 6 votes. I stopped it at 6, like 66%. It was trending in that direction. They don't know no better. They're not from Queens.
Yeah. I can't see the chat right now because all the power down
You
here.
can't see much of anything right now.
Well, I mean,
I'm seeing figures right now. keys open doors.
oh, great, man. It was good to live this life, man.
Yo, shout out
All
to
right. So we're
Check
gonna work on, you know what I'm saying, sequencing the Brooklyn and Queens list, you know what I'm saying, to make it flow well. Then we got Harlem, Bronx, and Shaolin.
What are we doing next?
Double. Appreciate you, Double.
Nothing tonight. Like,
No. I mean, like, which borough are we covering next?
oh, you want to do Bronx, Sean?
Let's go to the
Coming off
Bronx.
Queens?
Yeah, let's go to the Bronx.
Yeah.
The Coop said
Uptown.
Uptown. Lord for Kai. Kamikaze with number 1. Appreciate you, bro. Double. We appreciate you, man. Thank you for popping up. Yeah, let's get Coop some rest, man.
That's a wrap.
Yo, like, share, subscribe, comment, show some love. We show love back. Critique, we critique back. Talk crazy, we talk crazy back. You know what I mean? So we appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all.
Yo, real quick, for those people saying they just stumbled upon our podcast and just found us or whatever, make sure, you know what I'm saying, you hitting the subscribe button. For those of you, like when we do our auxiliary shows like Snoop Stories, and we pull up on a different day other than Thursday nights, and y'all say, oh, we didn't know that y'all was going on. We didn't know y'all was going live. That's because y'all haven't hit the notification bell. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you know when we put videos up, because the content is about to come, you know what I'm saying, in spades. So, you know, we about to start putting some more stuff out there other than our Thursday night show. So get ready for that. But make sure you hit the notification bell to let you know when we're pulling up. So
we got a lot in store.
And to think, my show is coming soon. You get to find out why it is that I look this way right now.
Yeah. Yeah, you about to hear some wild stories, man.
You are about to hear some stories. Like, no. I don't think people understand. The first show is about to be the club promoter story from Memorial Day weekend. Like, it was one of those things. It's like, oh no, wait till people see the stories that I got. People don't understand. Part of the reason why I have been outside this year, I've been outside about the show because it's like I'm doing a culture piece show. What do I look like being in Atlanta doing a culture piece show if I'm not outside in Atlanta and seeing and knowing what's going on? So it's like I have been outside, but it hasn't been like all like just like kicking it and giggles. I really have been putting my pulse back in the city. I've really been in Midtown, Grant Park, in the Village, Underground, Buckhead. I've really been making rounds in the city, but I've been making rounds in the city about the show, and I've been getting some of the best content all the time. Like this punk ass promoter I'm about to expose.
Oh, yo, hide your kids. Hide your kids. Scoop coming to town.
No. Everybody need to hide. I'm calling out. I'm naming names. I'm doing all that shit.
No, man. No, we don't do that.
No. I'll slap the shit out of the promoter. I don't care.
No, man.
Should be happy and slap the shit out of him in front of these little ass girls he had around me. It's like, first of all, these kids are young enough to be my daughter. Get them away from me.
Cool. No.
This is wild.
No.
Grown ass man.
Shout out to Andrew.
These are
Mirror Music.
punk ass kids out this section.
No, cool. Spread love. Spread love, not war.
No, I did.
that's the Brooklyn way.
Shout out to Andrew.
He's from Queens. He doesn't know anything about that.
Check the Mirror Music shows coming out. Andrew doing the post on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, depending on how you feel about life. He posted it based on how you feel. He goes with his heart. So make sure you tune in. Like AG said, you gotta subscribe. When you subscribe, you get the notification bell.
Andrew and I did a great show this morning before the medication kicked in on Voyage to Atlantis by the Isley Brothers and White Horses by the Rolling Stones. It was really a dope episode. It's going to be dropping soon.
Yo,
Check that out, yo.
medicating on white horses doing the show on white horses is crazy.
Okay, White Horses is the
Yeah.
song by the Rolling Stones. Get us off the air. Get us off the air. People think that it's me. You
Yo,
listening to that?
peace.
You listening to that?
Yo,
Definitely lost some money.
like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Shout out to LP. Shout out to the chat. MAGA United. We appreciate you for the chats tonight.
Okay.
Who else we got in
Whoa.
the chat? You haven't
Whoa.
if you
Whoa.
what? MAGA United.
Maggie United.
Hey, we show love to everybody. Kenny Matt, we appreciate you. Brandon Rogers, appreciate you. Double, we see you out there. LP, Joey Joe, appreciate you.
Shout out to
Everybody
the whole Discord.
and Disa.
Maggie United must be on that White Horses. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
man, don't do that, man. Hey,
Okay.
love everybody, man. Come on. Esquire, we appreciate
Yeah.
you. Like I said,
Esquire
Joey
in the
Joe,
building.
thank
What up,
you.
Esquire?
Yeah,
Okay.
and Disa, appreciate you. Kenny
Okay.
Matt, all of you, everybody who popped up tonight, those who was in the chat, those who weren't in the chat and listening, we appreciate all of you.
Esquire, I'm gonna need you. Esquire, I'm gonna need you when I take these White Horses on my voyage to Atlantis. Okay.
No, you do not. Time to go. Peace. Yo.